Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Misadventures of the Notable Nobodies here at Euro Twin Games. Last week, the group getting their first chance to really operate as the members of the watch that they've been sent out here to try and deserve the right to be. Heard of an attack or a overtaking of a nearby bridge by some orcs by the person in charge of repairing said bridge. Thus you headed out at the moment's notice, traveling just over a day until you arrived there, having a brief encounter with some ill-fated goblins, a group of giant badgers, and both baby and a mother owlbear wandering a large stretch of forest. However, leaving that behind, you arrived at the bridge, discovering it had in fact been claimed, as they said, by a grouping of orcs, giving a reason of their displacement from their tribal homes in the highlands to the west. They now have resided here, and from what they tell you, plan on charging or threatening those who come in the area for use. As you, Questa, I should say, continually tried to dissuade and disarm the conversation towards a more peaceful resolution, it became very evident that they were not interested in a peaceful resolution and had taken this with some bit of strategic importance to its weakening of Keybrick. Thus a battle ensued in which they also revealed a hidden away under the side of the riverbank large giant figure of a flab giant, which through the course of the battle with it nearly took the lives of both Katya and Rico, as they were nearly crushed to death under the massive weight of its fat rolls.
Butt cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost got clapped.
However, through the true luck of a inspired morning's travel due to the previous night's perfectly prepared dinner, you managed to pull through the crushing situation and come out alive, at least on the other end.
Barely.
Crushing situation.
Yes.
Get it? Because they were almost... Yeah, I got it.
Are you sure you get it? Because, I mean, there was like the whole pulverizing impact of it. Moving on.
Can you explain it to me some more?
Let's get scientific here. After this, you decided to start heading back towards Jinhat, where you took rest once night came, and Rico noticed a distant figure just at the edge of your dark vision, granted a bit of an extension by the camp light you keep, coming just into the frame of your vision, though never really seeming threatening or truly advancing towards you. At your call out towards it, you heard an audible bit of surprise. The figure vanished into the darkness, and you were unable to find it even come morning. However, as you investigated in the morning, you saw a far-off distant grouping of what appeared to be strange and out-of-place plant life, large, possibly trees of some sort. And thus, unable to shake the need to investigate these strange trees, you headed off the road towards the grouping.
I want to make it absolutely clear that Questa does not care about these flowers.
And that's where we're picked back up, as you now are nearing the, what you can tell to be is large, though by no means not even as big as an area of woods as you had previously discovered the owlbear, though sizable enough and much different than much of the forest you've come around. It does not look like the same trees that are in the Darkenshire forest that are just outside of your new home of Jinhat, nor does it seem like the trees that were in the forest that you had discovered the owlbear. But you are still at this point, at best guess, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from them.
I walk slow so I do not face them.
I just walk.
Okay.
Same.
You continue ambling towards.
For once, we're
yes.
quiet.
And my body's still sore from yesterday.
I mean, yeah, that's...
It's true.
I'm just trying to figure out why whatever it was came in and then left. I'm just kind of contemplating.
As you continue to silently advance towards the tree line, you draw nearer and nearer and start to be able to tell why the trees from so far away seem different to you, as they're not oddly colored, perhaps slightly different shades of brown than many of the trees that you've seen in your time on Kubrick, but still very much just wood trees. However, the branches, rather than stretching out or downward, almost cone upwards in a strange spider web almost growing pattern. Drawing nearer, you can tell that they are thick with leaves inside of these strange cones, though very few jut outside of
It's not how trees are supposed to work.
Nature
No,
check.
but if we find some kind of fancy new tree, maybe it can draw people to the area.
Oh, it's bad. 7.
They definitely look like trees, but not a tree you've ever seen.
I've never even heard of anything like this before.
I do animals, not trees. Ma doesn't even let me in her garden.
Why?
I'm not good with plants. I kill them.
Cats don't have green thumbs. Cats
Nope.
don't even have thumbs. Wait.
How was she grabbing?
I move my paw. I mean,
Yes, no thumb.
I do have thumbs.
I continue walking towards the weird trees.
Yeah.
Same.
The worst that can happen is
I
it
mean-
kills me.
Seems like an extreme worst thing to not be concerned about.
I'd like to listen for like birds, animals. Like,
Okay.
are they scared of
Make a
this?
perception check.
It's a 9. I'm now distracted trying to pretend like I don't have thumbs.
You're too busy trying to figure out how to hide your thumbs in the future. You try to listen, but at the same time, you're just like, I'm not. Does it look like paws? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to try to.
But in your half attempt at listening, you don't really pick out too much of anything.
Would you like to look again for tracks anywhere around
Roll an
the
investigation
immediate
check.
area?
As at this point, you're now maybe 120 feet from the tree line.
25.
As you search around the general area, are you staying like in the immediate 5 foot, 10 foot area that you guys are progressing? Are you trying to widen your search pattern as you're going around?
I'll widen it out another 5 or 10 feet just to see.
Just slows you down your forward progression a little bit, but you get a little bit wider of an area, and you do find a few different tracks that are clearly animal in form. Some seem to be heading towards, away, and just in general directions around the coming forest line. You do notice one that sticks out, as you are able to tell that it's certainly an animal, but larger than what you tend to think the print should be like. Roll a nature check.
Come on, dice. 12.
You try to look at it, the size of it seems to disorient you from really pinning it to what you think it's a print of, but you know you've seen these prints before, just not at this size.
Alright, well there's definitely animals coming to and from, and I can't place... There's something here that doesn't seem like it should be that big, but I don't know what the animal is. I can't think of it right now.
Are you pointing this out to us?
Yes.
And he starts pointing out a vague bit of impression into the ground.
I will think on the animals that I have looked at before. It's a 13. I think
Again,
that's what you got.
you know you've seen it as well. You recognize it, but the sheer size of it is
It does
still,
seem familiar, but I can't think of anything that large.
as the print is maybe about a foot and a half, 2 feet long, and is wider at the front of it than at the heel portion of what would be the step.
Hey Rico,
What?
you hunt things.
Yep.
Can you?
I'm
What
gonna
does this
cast
look like
mage
to you?
armor on myself.
Okay.
It looks like a footprint.
Very good. Care to pin that down a little bit?
A footprint of an animal?
All right.
What was it?
11.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I didn't make a nature check. I don't have nature. Can I see which direction it's heading?
This one is clearly heading in the direction of the forest line.
Hey, we can just go find out, and I go start walking towards the forest line.
No, that's fair. I walk next to.
We're on that way already.
Mhm.
Let's go see.
You continue along and in just a matter of moments reach the tree line itself. It's, as you look in at a quick glance, it doesn't look like it's an overly difficult to maneuver through forest, as while there's similar foliage and things of that nature around to what you would see in a general forest, much of it seems to be kept at bay by the coned growth of the trees.
So is this a forest or like a grove?
It's by no means a forest, but as you approach it, is probably stretching out to what you'd guess to be a grand total of maybe 100 to 150 feet from your left and right as you're approaching it, and then like kind of circling or ovaling away from you at that point.
And this was, we came down river, and then it was to the
We came down the road.
road. Sorry, yeah, road. But
Sure,
that
right about
direction,
there.
east. Well, so this is where we came, and then we traveled this away, right?
Oh.
Away from the river to get here. East.
You traveled down the road,
Yeah.
and then you would have technically been going towards the river.
Oh, so we've been. So
You
it's
left
closer
the road
to the.
towards the river.
Okay, so it's on this side. Got it. Weird forest. Check.
I keep walking in.
I follow him.
Any perception or
Yeah.
investigations?
Definitely looking around.
My bird going up too.
Oh,
Let's try. I should climb a tree or something.
See if there's a path to walk through. If not, I'm just gonna make one.
I don't pay any attention to anything. I get distracted by the idea that I should climb one of these trees.
Can I have my bird fly up like 100 feet and just like look and see if it sees any like openings around in the immediate area, like in the.
Oh, yeah,
Treetop
flies up, roll a perception check.
I got an 11.
You doing anything, Questa?
Not really.
Let's say
I'm just kind of
14.
following him.
I kind of want to climb one of these.
As you start making your way into the first bit of trees, there's no real path, but that's mostly because there's no heavy grouping of tree limbs that come down into your face, blocking off areas. Everything's fairly open for the most part, and you just see bushes, bits of brush to sides, and what appear to be average between 2 and 4 feet round tree trunks that go up about 15 to 20 feet on average before starting their spiraling web of cone branches that then go out an
Look
additional.
inside
they're
one of
all
those
like
weird
that.
cones.
Yep, so every tree you've seen so far has been like that.
Alright. You mind stopping for a second?
I guess.
And as you would also see a bit of color, as every so often some of the trees are surrounded in strange groupings of like yellow or green, purple types of mushrooms and fungus growing around different areas. As your bird starts flying around with the 14 perception, there are the occasional open spots in the cone section, though it's able to tell that there is no area of trees that aren't these strange coned creation type of webs, and that the entirety of the low grove forest that you're in is maybe about 150 feet wide and about 160 feet long before kind of ovaling in a bit.
What would it be to figure out if these mushrooms are edible?
Be a nature check to go up and like investigate, or actually, yeah, nature check. You can just see if you recognize it.
I will try to climb one of the trees.
16.
Thinking back, looking at them, you don't recognize any of them. Some of them look maybe similar in a bit to some you've seen, though you haven't really spent a lot of time investigating the fungal life here on Keybrick, so everything you have to draw on is back from Harped area. And usually the ones that you associate with them with back in Harped weren't really something you wanted to eat. They had the typical coloration to them to ward off potential threats.
We shouldn't eat any of these.
Oh, that seems fair.
I wasn't really gonna eat any.
Some of them,
Anyways,
I'm with Questa on this.
Warning, dang.
Hey, mushroom stew can be really good.
Yeah, something. No, I'm just
I
hungry.
agree. However, just from where we are,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
fair.
that I would.
I'm gonna.
have you guys started further into
She wanted
the...
to climb
I
a
was
tree,
gonna
so we
climb
were
a tree
waiting.
real quick first and check what's inside. Like, is
Okay.
it just leaves inside?
You climb up, roll an investigation check.
I'm not good at that. That's a nat 1. The dice know I'm not good at that. I would just wanted to stick my head in the middle and see
You
what
kind
happened.
of just find openings in this strange webbing of branches, shoving your arms into the leaves,
Oh,
moving
so
it
they're pretty
around.
tightly.
They're mostly pretty tight.
Okay.
If you rolled a little better, you might have been able to find a spot to get into, but they're by no means just...
That's why I just thought I could just stick my head in the center, but nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Some of them they're pretty intricately woven as they grew, it seems.
These are
But you don't feel anything immediately.
like shake it a little. Listen in
It
there.
just rattles like leaves.
I don't know. Slide.
there are definitely some weird trees. I'll give you guys that.
You would start to see that the coloration of the fungus that you see around you, the little bit deeper in, you start to see different colors of them as well.
They're pretty. It's a pretty little forest.
Don't eat any of those.
Was it? You already said not to eat them.
Yeah, I was just reminding you. They're different colors now, so that doesn't mean you get to eat them.
Okay, thanks.
If they were flowers, maybe I would be more interested, but mushrooms are like, they're there because things are rotting and gross, so I don't usually eat mushrooms.
Let's go. Let's continue.
Let's continue on.
Nice. Going deeper.
Hmm?
As you continue through, roll perception or investigation.
I picked perception.
I pick investigation. And I got
also
24.
pick perception.
I'm fine.
I'm making sure you guys don't eat the mushrooms. That is what I'm
I'm
doing
really
right now.
concerned about those mushrooms.
17 investigation.
Alright, what were the two of you going to be investigating? The trees, the fungus, anything in particular?
The trees.
I'm
Are you
kind of
sure? Is that your final answer?
I'm kind of looking in between the trees and kind of off into the grove
Maybe
as
we
much as I
find
can,
some-
trying to see if I see anything that pops out that's different than just trees and mushrooms.
That'd be more perception.
Okay, then 15 perception.
Same thing.
2 less.
Alright, as the three of you are keeping an eye on things, listening, looking around, you would start to be able to hear various sounds of wildlife. Nothing overt, but the occasional bird call would be heard.
I'd be more concerned if there weren't birds. So.
You don't notice any areas as you look around that are clearly different. You continue to see the every so often odd arrangement of fungus half surrounding or completely surrounding the ends of trees. The strange coned tree limbs continue all throughout the area, some of them denser, some of them less so. What was your perception?
14 perception.
That one.
Okay. So, yep, that'd be all you guys saw.
Am I the only one to roll in
Yes.
investigation?
Yep.
Sick.
Yep. Just keep walking. I mean, if it's only 150 or 60 feet, we'll probably just make it through here.
And as you continue along and you investigate through, you find every so often, as you investigate the occasional tree that you go by, some of them are marked oddly, definitely unnaturally. They didn't just grow with these strange etchings in them. But
I'm going to.
they're nothing that you clearly at a quick glance recognize. Maybe some means of marker or something.
Do you see this yet?
Oh, that's odd.
That's what I was thinking.
Hey guys,
What?
look at that weird mark on the tree.
Okay.
There's a few of them that we've passed that have had these markings.
Does anyone recognize that?
I recognize the.
You just trying to flex on me?
Roll a history check.
Rico will win that. I'm not good at history. Although
History?
As good as I could
For
expect.
some reason,
22.
trees I'm good at. What's a 20?
17.
14.
Thinking back on all the varied bits of reading you've done, anything you've ever been told about varied markings and things of this nature, this doesn't correlate to any of it. You get the sense that this is supposed to indicate something, though it may not be anything generally known and maybe a more specific or personal marker for whoever left it.
I will pull out my next piece of piece of parchment
Sharpen
and start writing. If you show me if you see more, and I'll start writing them all down. Are they all the same mark or?
The first couple that you notice along the way are the same.
No, I put tallies next to that one. Kind of try to map out on my little paper. Like, this is a forest. We are here. This is a weird mark. Here.
Alright, as you continue along with your perception and investigation checks, you get to an area where the trees are almost more not packed together because there's still ample room through the entirety of the forest. There's really never been less than 5 or 10 feet of clearance in any direction you've wanted to head. But you get to a point where it's fairly narrow for what this forest has been and doesn't seem to jut out for more than 15 feet at most between trees.
So in this forest, there's no like underbrush or whatnot. It's just the trees and the mushrooms.
There's the occasional bit of bush or things of that nature
Okay.
that grows out, but it's fairly open for what you would expect something of this nature, even with these strange cone-shaped trees to be.
This is a weird
Have we seen
forest.
any animals?
Very rarely you've seen except for with your perceptions, the two of you would have seen a fairly decent number of rabbits.
There's lots of bunnies. Over there. And over there.
There have been the occasional other animal, but a high percentage of the time that you've heard an animal, you've recognized it to be a rabbit.
So, you point out that it's rabbits.
Yeah, bunny. Somebody's over there.
Can I make the connection between the giant footprint and these things being the same thing?
Roll an intelligence check with advantage.
How big of a bunny is this?
I gotta reroll.
I'm sorry.
It's
The
not
other one
Easter
disappeared.
yet.
That's a 16.
Seeing the multiple signs of rabbits around, starting to notice these small recognizable prints of them, you almost just blow them up in your mind and instantly connect it back to
I'm
what
sitting there,
you've
you
been
guys just see me
following.
going, rabbit! That's what that was. The big footprint was a rabbit.
What? That is.
Think about it. Look at him. Like, you point out a couple of tiny ones I see. Now imagine that just bigger.
I am actually impressed.
That might be. That is a big bunny.
Yeah. Where could it be hiding?
I wonder if it's like over there in that strange clump of trees.
That's fair, actually. Good thought.
Is it? Okay, so there's a big bunny
Yep.
in a weird forest. Why are we concerned about this exactly?
Well, really, I just want to know what it was that came near our camp last night.
Why did it run away? And also, what's up with these trees? I have a lot of
good
questions.
questions.
I have a lot of questions right now. I'm not really
I
good
guess
at walking
I'm
away
not
from
particularly
questions.
fond of being followed by random things on the road. So,
Alright, I'm just here for the ride, but I'm warning you. Curiosity killed the cat,
And satisfaction brought it back.
and I don't think Katya would like that.
She's fine as long as that second part happens. Let's go.
Rico takes a moment to digest that.
It's a lot of information.
you all right, Rico?
I'll be okay.
Okay.
I think.
I'm really, really curious about these trees.
Every time Katya says curious, I just giggle.
I know.
So
It's
you
a
press
joke.
on into the more tightly grown area.
Yep.
As you do, having them been pointed out to you, having seen them, knowing to likely not eat them, you'll start to notice that the fungi growth seems to almost double in this area as well. The shades of almost everything that you'd seen through the forest represented at various points in the trees.
It's quite pretty. I wonder if the bunnies eat these.
Do you think that maybe these mushrooms have something to do with giant bunnies?
I don't know. Let's find a giant bunny. I'm really excited about this.
We know.
Let's go.
Alright, so as you enter into this area, looking around, nothing at a quick glance. You're going to try and investigate. Is there anything in particular you're going to look for in this area?
I'm just listening for a giant
Wrong.
bunny.
Perception for bunny.
I'm going to
Nope. I'm way too
whisper to
excited.
Questa. Perhaps you should preemptively mage armor yourself, just in case. I don't know what
That's a good idea.
kind of damage a giant rabbit could do if it decides it wants to attack us, but
I don't know either, but I'd rather not take any chances.
I got a 17 on my perception. Listen for giant bunny.
I got a
investigate.
nat one. I'm like, ooh, look at the pretty mushrooms.
It's
Ooh, look at the trees.
bad.
Ooh, I wonder what this is.
I
I
got
wonder what
10.
it is.
I don't know what we were doing. Everybody just roll. It's all on rolls.
I want to be part of the group.
I'm playing too. As you all try to look around, try and gather any sort of information about the area that surrounds you, many of you are a little taken back by the just strange foreignness to everything around you, as if you had left and were on another continent suddenly. But you, Rico, are the only one, as you glance around, managing to make heads or tails of anything, as you start to notice out of nowhere a large set of the now recognizable rabbit prints leading off in a certain direction away from you.
Hey, the giant rabbit went that, or giant bunny went that way.
Ooh, can we go follow the giant bunny?
Sure, go chase after it.
Okay. I'm gonna stop.
I'm gonna walk right behind her.
Okay, well,
I mean-
then it matters less. I got a 17 though.
I'm gonna stick next to Questa then.
Alright.
It's rabbit season.
So Katya sneaks ahead with Rico right behind her and the two of you behind him.
I'm pretty sure I can get a little bit ahead of them, so.
Not if you're sneaking, half speed.
Ooh.
Oh, it's fair. I forgot about that.
Yeah. As
Then you're
you-
gonna outpace me.
I said right
progress
behind you. I'll
on.
stay behind you.
Oh, okay.
As you do, Rico, with your perception, you would also start to notice having been pointed out to you, this marking on the trees is on 3-4 trees in the immediate area. Certainly a higher gathering of them.
Those markings are closer
Yes, they
together
are.
here.
I sneakily write those on my map.
And they're all the same, are they? Are they all the same?
Yep.
Do they perhaps look like bite marks from two rabbits' top and bottom buck teeth?
Make a nature check.
That's an 8.
I mean, maybe, but they're kind of, there's almost a check, like backwards check mark motion to it as well, so it would be like a rabbit with slightly offsetting teeth as well, if that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when it grew, its teeth got all janky.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Duh.
That's how it always works with giant rabbits.
I'm going to take your word for it.
Questa was in
That was
giant
me,
4-H.
Talking about my own real world.
That could totally be a thing in
Giant
D&D
rabbits.
too.
Keep walking towards the.
Continuing on, trying to follow the ever so often tracks of the large rabbit, whatever it is you follow behind.
What?
You cook, right? I mean, you do most of the cooking. You carry ingredients on you?
As you follow behind them,
Some.
are you on the left and you
Yeah,
on the
one.
right?
Giant carrot, by any chance?
No.
I would say probably reversed.
So you're on the left, you're on the
I'm
right.
left-handed, so whichever way I can draw my sword and not like.
Star.
You'd want to be on the left if you're left-handed, because then you have nothing on your left when you pull your weapon.
That sounds good.
So he shoves you back to the right.
No, over here. You're a backliner.
And as you progress on, following behind the two of them, having to almost make your way right between, nearly squeezing between sections of trees.
Which one of these is a better target?
Probably the one making the most noise.
But I assume it's one of us because he asked which one.
I think you're just getting the order.
Katya's walking along going, button. So the higher pitch would
Hey,
probably
I was pretty.
on his ears better.
But it's very, very soft and
But
quiet.
it's
'Cause I
different
rolled a
because they
really
got
good
big ears,
sound.
so it's the deeper voice.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
As you progress along, the two of you not noticing anything, still following the tracks ahead. The two of you having to make your way by a tree. You just brush up against it, not even noticing when suddenly there's a series of lashes against the side of your back as you glance over and notice one of the fungus lashing out towards you. And that's going to be a 21 to hit.
I got a shield.
20 to hit. A 21 to hit. And an 18 to hit.
Okay, so the 21s will hit.
Alright.
Because I'm not doing other things.
You're not blade singing.
Yeah.
As you guys feel or hear a bit of reaction from Rowan, you glance back to the side and see two tendrils retracting back into one of the tops of the fungus as two more dig into Rowan himself.
If I have a reaction between these, I'd like to move away from them.
And you will take 12 necrotic damage.
I don't really know him.
As we'll roll initiative.
Hey,
Could you not like just half my health immediately? That'd be great.
I'm too distracted with the bunny. I'm not paying enough attention to what's happening.
I am.
Now we get to test out the mic still going during the battle loads.
I'm gonna start swearing.
Is it a bunny? No.
No, it's not a bunny.
Rowan, are you okay? That looks really painful.
Yes, it is.
Oh, but they were so cute.
Not
As
what?
Actually, since it's a good thing they can hear me, I can do this then. Rico and Katya, give me perception checks as you look back.
Rico got a non-natural 20.
Rowan's kicking.
I got. Where's my perception? An 18. Bunny?
No, it's not a bunny. It's a I don't know what it was.
Karma caught up to him for making fun of Katya, like all of last session.
Not untrue.
Rowan, to be fair, Rico did tell you that the mushrooms are bad.
I did.
It's
I
true.
warned you multiple times.
You did say it a lot.
No, no, no.
Oh no. Oh god.
Oh my! The forest is not happy with us, and I don't know why. We just walked through it.
Myconids aren't bad people.
Well, these ones don't seem to
Not
like
even
us.
people.
They are.
Filthy bags.
Aw. Well, these ones attacked us first, so we were being nice this
It's
time.
not people, just like orcs and goblins and giants.
Okay. I like myconids. Anything that gives you drugs is okay with me.
Kesta, weren't you underage
I'm
up
beginning
until
to
like
understand why
a
Kesta
few
was
weeks
cut off.
ago?
You spent all of the family's money on drugs. They kicked you out of the house to put you into the console wash shop, break your
Is
hat.
that? Oh, those aren't
Steal
my.
stash.
I'm gonna use this as my bird then. Where am I even?
Oh, that's not your bird?
These are. We're already on there. They look like.
Yes.
Oh, well then never mind.
Those are what the two of you notice. As you glance back towards the sound of Rowan's pain, and then looking around quickly, you notice suddenly emerging from a couple of the coned trees that have markings next to them, these large, strange leaf balloon-looking things that seem to focus into what appears to be an eye. And with your previous adventures, they strangely look reminiscent of beholders, just without eye stalks.
This was a terrible idea. Why are we in the woods?
They were pretty trees. I thought there was going to be a giant bunny. This is a terrible idea.
Do they have tentacles
in the first place.
There's a few branchy type of appendages that just jut out, but they don't appear to have any sort of tendrils or eye stalks that jut out like a beholder in that fashion. But the center is a clear, designed like an eye, looks like an eye. Whether it is an eye, you can't tell at a quick glance.
I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm looking at they're floating too. I can't do jack. Just gonna go up.
We're back.
I don't know what it is either.
Alright. 20 or higher.
Non-natural 20.
No.
What else?
15 to 19.
18.
19. I know, right? I was surprised too.
Leaving the person with the highest dex at the table. Who was?
She rolled that. She was really looking for that bunny.
I mean, there were plenty of bunnies that we saw earlier. We could
10 to
just-
14.
Proud of you. Full cat instinct taking over.
Bunny?
It's hunting time.
Predator instinct.
Just really, focused in on tracking this bunny. Totally.
Five to 9.
7. Was it good?
I know that feeling.
Rico ACHP.
1828. Sorry, I was tinking it out.
Custom.
1320.
Rowan.
16. 8.
Katya.
16 AC.
I'm a
24
wizard.
HP.
You hit me for 12.
You're a wizard, Rowan.
I know.
So the myconids on this field are actually just
Yes,
mushrooms.
those represent the strange groupings of
We're not
mushrooms.
attacking myconids. I actually would feel guilty too, because myconids are actually pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
Why do you
Rico,
find them?
as you glance around, suddenly noticing a few different bits of movement around you.
Told you they were dangerous. And I walk over to the one right next to Rowan and attack it. Rowan. I walk
You have the long
over
arms.
to
Oh,
the one next to you. Yep.
here,
Yep.
And
Here?
smack it.
here,
Right.
here.
I don't think I have that much movement. Right there. Yep. And I'm going to
Attack the bush.
bonus action, lucky or legendary strike.
Bonus action lucky.
I don't have advantage, but I do crit a 19 20s. That is a 15
That'll hit.
for 7 damage. Thump.
Wow.
Alright. As you step up, smashing into it, you completely crush one mushroom. It wriggles around, but continues to just kind of undulate there in place now. Anything else?
No? You keep forgetting I'm playing a level 3 character.
Looking at this one over here, I'll say, "Hey, mushroom, eat this," and I'll firebolt it before turning around.
At
and
disadvantage, as you were in its attack range.
kill. What?
Ooh.
Spicy.
They reach more than 5 feet.
That's a bummer. Will an 11 hit?
Yes.
Sweet. For 5 damage, as I turn towards Rico and give him a big dumb smile, and then
It's returned.
You'll get attacked if you move.
I know, but well, no, I guess I'll stay where I'm at and just kind of.
It's a good
Do
thing
these
you
things
suggested
look-
mage armor.
Mobile in any way, or are they like planted in the ground?
I mean, up until the moment they started moving, they looked like plants, so you at this point have no idea what they're capable of.
Fair enough.
They hurt.
I know.
That's
Gonna get hit either way. No, I don't have to take that. I'm going to quicken a spell. I'm going to cast Magic Missile at it.
Do it.
And right before I cast that, I'm going to fly 10 feet that way. If I can, I'd like to fly in this. Well, no, that would be. No, I'm going to go to the space right behind.
The bird.
Yeah.
Protect me, bird.
With no. Whatever attacks. Opportunity attacks.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'll send them all at that.
All the same one that you were just attacking.
Yeah, 5, 9, 12.
Your 3 arcs of magic force burst out from you, impacting 3 different sides. You hear and watch 3 different mushrooms just explode. Bits of fungus splatter around.
That'll be my turn.
Rowan.
Going to booming blade the one that's right in front of me.
Alright.
If it moves, I guess. That's a 25 to hit.
Do you
Yes,
get
it's a little
advantage on that from the. Or is it a.
or the flanking.
Flanking is +2.
For 11.
Alright.
You're quite upset with it.
Yes.
You stick your rapier straight into it, sinking it into the ground, pulling it out. Wriggles around. You watch sections of it fall loosely to the ground, though it still continues to move about in place.
Do I see all the ones that are moving now, or?
Give me a perception check.
16?
Yep, you're able to look around and notice this few of them that seem to be moving while the others don't.
And those winged dudes are up a little ways.
They're not very. They're at the bottom of the cone, so they're about 15 feet up.
I guess for now, Bird is just gonna caw at the one that we are fighting.
Okay, the one that in between the two of you.
Still
Okay.
owl that could go.
All right, your owl does its thing in cacaws.
Caw!
All right, and that will bring it to the fungus on. Oh, what?
Blade singing.
Ah,
That's fair.
is that
What's the bonus action?
All right, so then the bird didn't do anything then.
Oh god. No. Yeah, no, he didn't.
Okay, so the bird's back by you still then. Alright, it reverses its cacaw as a hack. And
No advantage
then that'll
for
bring
you.
it to the furthest grouping of fungi, which are going to move
Yes.
5. Yep, they can move 5 feet in an angle towards Katya.
Hello.
And it's gotta then go another angle, and that's as far as it can move.
We're not friends like this mushroom.
As it's kind of, you watch it just peel itself from the edge of the tree and then just kind of fall over. Sections of tendril rip out from the bottom of it, around it, grab it, and start rolling it along the ground forward. Though it is unable to attack as it gets there, as I had to dash to get 15 feet.
So it's not a high amount of movement.
Right.
Good.
It's a gross amount of money.
That's fair.
And that'll bring it to the one nearest to you, Logan. Oh, that one right there is going to move right 5 feet forward. And from there it can reach Questa.
Bye-bye, Questa.
Hey, at least you made armor.
Yeah.
As you hear the pull of its form rolling over, looking back just as one tendril lashes out towards you.
No.
You shout that and it just seems to stop and then retract back in.
Sorry.
That's what I thought.
I'm gonna try that, man.
The large, strange plant eye thing nearest the one that just attacked is going to move 5 feet closer and 5 feet down. So it's now just about 10 feet above you, Questa, to your side. Actually, then it'll just move right on top of Questa, actually. So yeah, it's now
Hello.
like literally comes down right next to you, kind of floating above your head. But it still can't attack.
That's good.
And now it's the fungus that is being flanked. Alright, this one's an offensive fungi. These 2 tendrils are just going to pierce out of it towards each of you. The 2 towards Rico.
21.
Always make. Okay.
Cut. It's going to be a 16 and a 19.
The 19 will hit.
As you deflect one of them away, the other tendril cuts against your open flesh for 4 necrotic damage.
Damn it.
Wow, imagine getting hit by a 19.
And then the
Imagine getting hit by 21.
other 2 going towards you, a
Respectable.
19 and a
17.
No,
I thought you were
step
going
around
to
this fungus
23.
and hit you in the head with this hammer.
Well, you're facing it now,
Okay.
right? So,
Yeah.
opportunity.
I can shield and not
So-
get it, but I don't want to.
Yeah, so what's your AC without shielding?
20.
So yeah, both of them you just definitely avoid as they slash out towards you, knowing what they can do if they cut you. And Katya.
Hey! I'm going to move so that the mushroom man is between me and that weird thing with the eye, and then I'm going to try to claw
I
him.
think she means the other one.
No, that's exactly
Oh.
where I'm at. Yeah, I want. There's that one, and there's no one else between me and that one. I don't
Okay,
want to
yeah.
know what it does. So, I will claw the mushroom man for 16.
That hit. That hit the mushroom.
For
man.
6 damages. And then I will bonus action claw the mushroom man. Ooh, 13.
Okay.
Like, oh, wait, does that hit?
Yep.
Okay.
I think 11 hit.
For 8.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Claw into him twice, just ripping sections of mushroom and fungus away from the overall form of the creature, whatever it is.
Rico said not to eat you. You can't eat me either.
That will bring it to the one that had previously been attacking Questa. As this is going to tumble 5 feet closer to Rowan. Nope, that one there.
Boogity.
And then it's going to send 4 tendrils at Rowan.
Every time. They really like you, Rowan.
What did I do to the mushrooms?
First one, that's a 10. Second one, that's a 12.
Are you
Third
ready
one,
to claw the mushroom man?
19. Last one. Hey, that's a 20.
I like his better. 2 more I'll take it.
You gonna take it?
Yeah.
Alright. As you think about it, flinching, giving the creature's tendril enough time to just lash you around the neck, you will take 2 necrotic damage.
Okay, good.
Did you try telling it no?
It does seem to work.
I mean, it worked. He didn't get hit by 75% of them. And bring it to the furthest back plant eye thingy. And it's going to move 15 feet over and 5 feet down
Like
so
this.
that it is 10 feet above Katya's head.
Hello.
And Rico.
Attack the one I'm standing next to. $22
Oh yeah.
Double.
for 8 damage.
Nice.
Come on.
Still alive. As you now see what is perhaps less a strange grouping of fungus and now just a single, almost stalk of a large mushroom that these previously other shaded mushrooms had been growing out of in some strange pattern.
And that's my turn. I don't get 4. Can I roll to see if I get 4 attacks? It could be an offensive mushroom.
Can I be, if I eat this while I become can I absorb its power? Questa.
These things are everywhere. Get away from me. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile. Before I do that, I'm going to fly. I can do it before I I'm gonna fly diagonal that way. Yep, and then yeah, fill with that. And then as I'm casting, I'm also gonna run towards those trees.
No, so
10, 20. I'm in the tree, basically. Or behind it, whatever. And I'm going to focus my magic missiles on. I'm going to shoot one at the weird balloon thing that tried to get me in the head,
Alright.
and then 2 at the other one that I already attacked.
The one that had been attacking Rowan last.
Yes.
No. The one,
Yeah.
yes, the one
The
farther
middle.
from
Yeah,
you.
the one all the way in this side.
Yep.
All right.
Alright. Balloon. That's a 2 damage. And that's a 5 damage for the other one. That sucked. Wait a minute. I'm gonna empower this.
You roll the 1.
I'm gonna re-roll the 2 ones. So
Okay.
the one against the balloon monster is now 3 damage instead of 2.
Hey, it counts.
One against the other one is now
Ooh.
an extra 3 damage.
I like how they always bounce towards you, so they're hard to
Oh, yeah,
find.
every time.
As you redirect, slamming it into a more advantageous location on the two of them, the large plant eye just staggers back a bit in air, though it continues to just float, hovering there. The 2 bolts that you send towards the fungus blow up much of the form, leaving just a similar stalk to what Rico looks at as well. Anything else?
Nope.
Rowan.
Booming blade. 20 something.
Yep, that hits.
Full 5.
As you then stab into the stalk of mushroom that remains between the two of you as it shrieks and shrivels around. The tendrils lash out awkwardly before falling limp as it then just slides off your blade and dies.
Righteous. Then I'm going to move there, and Bird is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Cacao!
Okay, go over in there and distract
Thank
that
you, Vinille.
fungus.
That's what I do.
And it becomes the fungus next to Katya's turn.
Well, hello.
And it's going to send 4 tendrils at her.
I think that's always
Welcome to the club.
An 18,
Yup.
mod 20, an 8,
No.
and a 10.
Nope. Okay.
Can't wait till we level up.
For the 2 that hit you, scrape by you just barely, dealing a total of 3 necrotic damage.
Do we level up twice?
I'll get extra attack. I don't care.
I care.
I get 3rd level spells, so.
I don't care. I don't get this to level 5 either. Or no, I get second level.
You don't get 3rd level spells until like 7 or 9 or something.
And then the fungus right here, Rowan. It's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20. Actually, no, it can only go 15. So right there.
Doesn't matter, you can still whack me.
But no, because it has to dash to do that.
You don't need 3rd level spells anyways. Okay.
I don't care about third levels. I care about getting my extra attack.
You don't need extra attacks anyways.
Yes, because then I can actually do things.
You can
Like make a second attack.
Alright, and then the plant eye is going to move 5 feet down at an angle in front of it. So it's now pretty much at ground level. And then 5 more feet forward towards you.
Oh, I don't like that at all.
Well, hello.
All it can do.
give me more
I'm
options
really nervous
for
about whenever they
my
do
fire
it.
attacks to hit.
Actually, no, that means it can actually attack. Because it didn't have to dash to get there.
I guess we're not gonna find out.
No, I'm just kidding.
As it then just kind of hovers down next to you, the entire thing just goes to almost slowly ram into you. As you then just like avoid it as it then just like hovers back in place. As it just seemed to almost like touch you with its eye.
It did, or it tried to?
It tried to, it
Oh,
missed its
okay.
attack. It was a
You're
8
like-
to hit.
No.
Yeah, even Rico's like, huh?
This whole time they have been very slow and ambling, like just a balloon slowly floating through the sky.
Which makes me not want to get hit by them.
I get to attack twice as well. At 6th level. We decided that would be a good idea. Wizards, come on.
Katya, you're up now.
God, you guys gotta try to claw this thing, because I don't like
Advantage.
that there's so many
Which one?
things
The
around me.
mushroom or the...
The mushroom, yeah. The other thing's
the
10
eye's
feet
still
ahead of
10
me.
feet off.
I can't reach it. So. That is a 19 plus numbers.
That hits.
Rico, why
Thank
can't
you,
roll
Reno.
a 19?
7 damages.
Why can't you roll a 19?
I will bonus action.
Oh, you did
Claw
damage.
it again.
Okay.
For 10?
Hit.
Good mushroom. 8 damages. And then
You claw into it 2 more times, shredding the rest of the
I
mushrooms
don't really like
away,
this thing that's like.
and then just ripping a portion of the stalk out, and then just folds over, drops.
Like ripped out its
Fantastic.
spine.
It's still 10 feet ahead of above me, right?
Yep.
Alright, I'm going to go run around to the opposite side of that one over there, the Myconid, so I have flanking.
This one?
Yes. Or the one, yeah. Sure, right now. Gives that thing more it has to go to get back at me.
Okay.
Or did you want like right here?
That's fine. No, I like where I'm at. That's fine.
Anything else?
Nope. Nope, nope.
Weapons. Alive. As the fungus you run up next to Katya, just as you stop, it grows before tightening and shooting out 2 tendrils. One goes out at you, one goes out at Rowan. The one at Katya is a 7.
Nope.
One at Rowan
23.
is a 14. As both of them just awkwardly launch out, easily avoidable for you each. And the large plant eye is going to dash to arrive just in front of Katya at face level.
Oh. I'm really not getting my messages here.
Rico.
I'm going to stand behind the plant thingy.
It?
Behind...
It?
No, on this...
It? Here?
There you go!
Musical flanking.
Attack. I'm gonna miss. With a 9.
Hit.
Oh, wait, 9. 11, actually. I forgot to add plus 2.
One would think that would miss.
One would think. I'm gonna... You know what? Screw it. I'm throwing a smite into this.
Alright.
I don't know what you are, but you're scary.
We'll do the bludgeoning first. 11 bludgeoning.
Don't.
9 radiant.
As you slam into it, the back of it with your hammer, you watch your hammer bulge in the back of it as there's a sudden release and the entire thing erupts out.
Dex saves.
Good.
And I will need all 3 of you, everyone but Questa, to give me con saves.
Oh, that's not as good.
I lied.
That is a natural 20.
I got a 17.
Got a 9. I really hope it doesn't do more than 6 damage.
What was yours, Rico?
17.
Oh, I don't like that. There's a lot of dice.
As it explodes out, a green mist fills the air all around it. As Katya and Rico both manage to shield your mouths, protecting yourselves from it. Rowan, too slow as you look at it, confused for a moment, inhaling feeling the poison instantly go through your veins as you will take 12 poison damage
I think he floats
and
down.
are diseased.
I am unconscious.
I like how you remember where the unconscious rings were.
They're the
We
ones
do
we use the
the
most.
most.
Is there a diseased ring?
You can look at the front to see if there's actually a disease ring instead of searching through every one.
I just wanted to search through everyone. There's a poisoned one.
You're not poisoned though, you're diseased.
There's a prone one.
Not the same thing.
There's a petrified one.
Still not the same thing.
That's it.
Anything else, Rico?
No? Oh,
That one is dead.
yeah, I was gonna say that thing's gotta be dead. If it's not dead yet, I'm
By
just
the
leaving.
way, this is a problem.
If it takes enough damage, it just explodes, and then it's still alive.
Rico
I
just
dealt
walks
20 to
out
it.
of the forest.
Kesta.
Yeah, we didn't notice those things attacking from more than just right up close, right? They always got like as close as they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me diagonally behind you, Rowan. I'm going to use one of my potion. I'm going to force it down Rowan's gullet.
Okay.
Good.
And it's 4 plus 2. That's pretty good.
9.
9.
Almost half your life.
And I'm diseased?
Yes. You're unsure exactly what disease.
And then I'm going to turn and I'm going to go right back behind that tree.
Okay, you're alive. Back behind the tree
Can you
from
put
me.
Kesta back?
Huh?
Kessa went back behind the tree.
Kesta ran
She's
away.
hiding behind the tree again.
She's like,
She has to get out of here.
she has to stay.
But I think I can get that, right?
So you,
5, 10, 15.
15, 20, 25.
You wouldn't be able to make
you're
the
like,
diagonal.
yeah, she's like,
So I'm next.
Oh, Kessa took down the
a
forest!
tree!
she's just like, I'm not staying here.
Anything else, Kesta?
Not really.
She pops over that tree and then one of those things pops out.
Rowan.
Thank you, Questa.
How do you know it was Kesta?
Because
You're unconscious, you don't know.
she poured it in my mouth, and I was like, oh god, why, thank you. And then she ran
Are you
away.
sure?
I'm like 95% sure
Oh, okay.
that that's what happened. I stand back up.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure I'm not blade singing anymore.
I believe that is when you go unconscious.
Alright. Going to Green Flame Blade, the Myconid that's in front of me. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
It's a 14.
Go ahead.
The
You know
Myconid
the mushroom man.
that's next to her takes 4,
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
and the one that I hit takes 11.
If you'd like, I can do a Rune
Because
Shatter
you
inspired
stab
spoken
into
word
it,
version.
piercing all the way through what remains
really like
of
that
the
to
mushroom
happen.
growth and stalk. Your blade piercing out the other end, launching out the green flame onto the other section of fungus. Pulling your blade out, the one you stabbed dies.
Getting there.
We can do it.
Anything else?
Since it can hit me anyways.
Alright. We'll bring it to its turn.
Oh, bird.
Ah, bird.
Go!
It's going to attack out. Wow. 4 more tendrils. We'll go ahead and just send 2 at Katya and 2 at Rowan.
Yeah.
This is tradition.
That.
The 2 at Katya. A 7.
No.
And a 17.
Yes.
The 2 at Rowan. A 6. And a 6.
It's good.
For 3 necrotic as one scrapes across you, Katya.
It's a good number.
That's gonna do it for it. Bring it to the Spore's turn. The Spore's gonna try and... It's actually gonna float just over to the other side of Rowan and try and run into Katya.
Wait. Thank
She
you.
just kind of floats up and over and then caught by the wind almost just blows suddenly in your direction.
I am soft.
why it's
And a 16.
Is my AC.
As you will take 1 poison damage. And give me a con save.
Come on, another nat 20 would be great. No. It's an 11.
Welcome to the club.
Pretty sure that's the only reason I
As
passed
it
the
just
first time.
bumps into you, you just feel a bit of poisonous sting, and then suddenly feel it pulse through your skin, and you are now diseased.
I don't feel so good.
It's alright, we got that guy.
Remember that time you talk shit about me not getting a 19? Now enjoy your disease.
Katya, you're now up.
I don't really want to claw. I mean, I can't get more disease though.
You don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe there's different kinds of disease.
I don't-
Maybe it stacks.
Oh, I'm gonna. I don't want to take the attack of opportunity. You know, I'm just gonna claw from right here.
Where are you going?
The mic and thing that doesn't explode.
Advantage.
Advantage.
The
Oh,
owl.
the owl.
Good call. Wow.
15
Hit.
It's
That
still
hits.
easy to hit.
for 5 damages. Key point. Claw some more.
Alrighty.
18.
Yeah.
6 damage.
Okay.
And 23.
Yep.
I got angrier. 8 damage.
Okay.
No,
You
no,
just
no,
start
no, no, no.
shredding mushrooms away. Your last attack digging into the stalk itself. You watch bits of milky-like inside seep out the wounds, though it continues to loosely hold itself.
I was
firm.
looking for a bunny. I'm done now.
Anything else?
Nope, that's what I got.
Rico.
I'll move up to the mushroom thingy.
Hit?
Right. So I can get the flanking from it. Yep, right there.
I forgot that wasn't our thing.
That's not a bird.
That's a crit.
That's pretty good.
I'm not going to waste a spell slot on this one. I feel like it's probably close to dead.
That's fair.
12 damage.
As you just step up, just bringing your hammer down on the top of it, you just shred and flatten the remaining stalk of the mushroom into the ground.
Then step on it and stand next to the weird flying thingy.
Okay. It continues to just float awkwardly in place there. Questa.
I get behind the tree. I don't think you need to move me necessarily yet, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going behind the tree, and I'm going to yell out in Orin to the balloon thing, "Hey, can you just like float away now?" I don't know if it speaks Orin or what Orin sounds like. But
Roll a persuasion check.
probably pretty decent. That's 17.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm not.
Hold my action, make it explode on my friends.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack it because everybody's around it.
Alright. Rowan.
I can do it. I'm gonna just
It's gonna try and bump into you before you get away from it. Wait, nope, 19.
to hit.
Yes, actually, you do not blade singing, so. You're gonna take it. That's 1 poison damage.
Oh,
And give me a con save.
even if I'm already diseased. Son of a biscuit. Eat it. It's 12 to 17. I lied.
How did it go from a 12 to a
that's a big
17?
For some reason, I thought that was a 10, and it's not a 10. It's a 15.
I was gonna be like, how do you have a negative?
Because I definitely saw 15 and was like, what?
Yeah, I have -5 to my con.
I was trying to figure out how you went from a 15 to a 12, and then back to a 17. I'm like,
It was a 17 total.
Alright, as it bumps into you, the back of your shoulder, you feel a bit of sting from the impact, but you don't feel any worse overall as you flee away.
and I'm going to hold my action to firebolt it at the end of. Yeah. I'm just gonna firebolt it after they move away. Maybe. If that's what happens.
Okay. So you're gonna hold firebolt for if they move away, maybe if that happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Keeping that in mind going forward.
Bird.
Bird.
Caw. Oh, bird maybe you need to move further away. Yeah.
Bird continues to knock down the forest.
Bird is just being very destructive. No wonder these guys don't like us.
Oh gosh, he's getting crushed between the trees.
I'm sorry.
That'll bring it to its turn. And it's going to try and bump into Rico.
Hey, finally, the guy who, can cure disease.
Didn't listen to me.
I mean, I can only do it a certain number of times.
That's going to be a 7. So it's not going to. You just put your shield up as it bumps into your shield and it just floats away.
No.
Bonk.
You're just like, push it away.
Can we just use your shield to push it back into a tree?
I mean,
Katya.
probably could.
Key point, bonus action disengage. Run.
Run.
Just like, yeah, sure. I'll be over here. Oh, my action to attack something. Something hostile comes within 5 feet of me.
Alright.
Just in case Giant Bunny decides to show up.
Rico.
Attack it. That is not a crit, but it is a hit.
That'll hit. It's going to be honestly hard for you not to.
For 10 damage.
Did you watch everyone run away? Pull back, slam your hammer into it, as it then just punctures in and bursts out.
I got an 8.
As the cloud erupts out,
As it blows up, I just breathe it in.
You're just like, oh, bad idea, bad idea. You feel the poison sting throughout your veins. Give me a con save.
I got an 8.
That's right. That's you are diseased, and you will take 11 poison damage. Though as the mist fades, the creature is no more.
As soon as the mist fades, are we still in initiative as the mist is fading?
Nope.
You guys will see a glow inside the mist, and I'm no longer diseased.
Hey, can
What?
you do that to me too?
No?
Oh, okay.
What about me?
No?
No.
You guys ran away.
Yes.
I'd walk
I
up
wanted
before out of
to-
initiative.
Shoot it from farther away so no one else got
As
disease.
soon as they get within range, I do it to them.
Oh, thank
Are they all gone?
Do you have to put 5?
5. Yeah, I just
You
use all 15
You
of
hear
them.
Questa,
No, you don't
then
get any
Seer just
healing.
face out from a
You don't
tree.
get any healing.
Oh.
I have to use 5 HP for it
Just
to give you
dispels the
to get rid of the
disease.
disease or poison.
I am no longer diseased.
I want to say too that apparently there is a canonical way that Orin sounds. So I basically peeked out from behind the tree, and you guys would have just heard me go, like really loudly.
You would have like made air sounds at us really loudly.
It's apparently a very like breathy, leisurely language that sounds like a long exhalation.
She stepped up.
I feel like she just sighed at us.
She just looked at you guys.
Loudly.
Lissa.
After she murdered that tree.
Yeah. She
Alright, so
probably did that. I'm still curious about the bunny, but I kind of
What
wanted
the
to
hell
just
is
go
that
home.
thing? Did you see it? Like,
Yeah, I saw it.
I want to nature that if I can, try to figure out what it is.
Can I work with him to do that? Or-
Alright, as you guys start to try and gather the bits to try and figure out what these are, as they blow up, you have to almost find the different
Right.
sections of them. That's what we'll take a break.
Okay.
Gross.
It's
This
not
is
that
like,
gross.
yeah, I'm not doing that.
I guess it depends on how like visceral it is.
I mean, it's like a leaf thingy. It's like
I mean, if it was just full of gas.
It was like flowers
I
exploding.
guess that's fair. So
Like it's
Except for
probably
with
full of
gaseous
like gas
form.
or something.
Well,
So like,
Hey, I'm Rico. Rico Del Rico. Fame, glory, money. What more can a guy ask for? Besides, I've been fighting monsters and wolves my entire life. At least that's what I tell everyone. How hard can it be? Starting your own adventuring crew, going out to help Keebrick clear out its problems and monsters, all in a day's work with someone with my strength and smile.
My name is Questa Vinille, and now that I'm 15 and a grown adult, I need to get a job of my own. I don't really know yet what I'm going to be doing, and these guys are a little weird, but I guess they'll do for adventuring partners. I don't think they appreciate my value yet, but I am used to people doubting me, and I do not back down from a challenge.
My name is Rowan Liandoel. I have been instructed in the ancient elven art of blade singing, and am now looking to make a name for myself as a prominent adventurer. With my practiced blade and skill in the arcane arts, rising above the average trash of Keebrick will be quick and easy.
I'm really not into talking without having something to say. The others do that enough. Someone needs to keep an eye on things. That is why I stay in the shadows, ready to pounce. If you need me, I'll be keeping an eye on things.
bush explosions.
Welcome back, everyone.
Right.
So, you all find yourselves having gathered enough of the strange sections of these large eye plant creatures to try and nature to figure out what they might have been. You can roll, or one of you can roll with advantage if you're helping.
I will help Rico.
Okay.
Okay.
9. I literally just said I'm the dumbest one of all of
I
us.
know. I
was like,
realized
wait,
after I said it.
I could.
What'd you get?
4. Makes sense.
11.
As you all look at the scraps of what remains that you've gathered, it's hard to really, even using what you saw of the creature as a whole, to put any mind to what this could have been.
I know exactly what this thing is. It's
Oh.
disgusting.
That's
Snap.
not helpful.
In your bit of gathering, you would have found that there was no wetness to the inside. Everything was plant-based, either thin, viney branches or bits of strange leafy outgrowth from it, but no innards of anything to speak of.
I want to see if I can find footprints of a giant rabbit.
Roll an investigation check.
12.
Looking around, it takes some time as you've pretty well scuffed up the large area around you. But you think that you might see them, but you start to notice another direction of them and end up finding 3 separate sets of them going in different directions throughout the...
Just looks like it's been hanging out in this little grove area and within the grove.
Potentially. Either that or there are multiple.
Okay.
I think there's 3 of them.
Oh.
So then maybe they're more plentiful than we thought.
No, I won't feel guilty when we kill it and eat it.
I was just thinking it'd be really cool if we could turn them into like pack animals. Nobody else has giant bunnies carrying stuff around.
Probably for good reason.
Because there are no giant bunnies.
I mean, hear me out though. We've got this weird grove with giant rabbits. We've got the owl bears roaming around. What if we went back and we found that Grivelli guy? I mean, he's supposed to be like the
Oh, the huntsman.
Yeah.
the foremost hunter of Jinhad. I mean, maybe he's gone out and seen these kind of places.
Perhaps, yes.
He can at least tell us how common giant rabbits are, I guess.
And weird spirally cone trees.
And exploding bushes.
They,
They also floated.
Oh yeah, flying exploding bushes.
yes. Bushes.
Let's go home.
I mean, it looked kind of like a bush. I don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. It's an exploding flying bush. That's all we got. Tell me I'm wrong.
You are
Say it. Say
You
it.
are entirely, possibly right.
Ha
You guys are way too insecure about this stuff.
I just like hearing him say it because do you see how much that hurt him?
It did seem like it physically pegged him.
So are we going back to Jinhad then? Or are we going to chase down giant bunnies?
I would like to chase bunnies, but maybe not today.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe Grivelli knows something about it. Maybe it's not so uncommon. I mean, we just got here. I've never been to Jinhad, this area.
Me either.
We just kind of passed by this. Maybe they're more common around here.
Maybe we take out some of the smaller ones and save them for stew or something, and then head back to Jeanette.
I can do that. So if I can crackle a little bit of magical fire at my fingertips.
You're going to ruin it.
Ruin what?
If he shoots a rabbit with firebolt.
You're right. As I crackle a little bit of cold magic.
And better, I guess. So to Jinhad then.
Yes, please.
To Jinhad, I just walk off in a random ass direction again.
Rico.
What?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Probably.
If someone would like to roll a survival check.
No. I will not.
I look at Rico and just go, I mean, if he usually gets in if you give him a minute.
17.
I'd like to roll As we get going, I'd like to roll an investigation check to see rabbits, and if I see one,
He wants.
It'd be perception.
I'd like to roll a perception check. Well, no, because I'm actively searching. I'm tracking rabbits with my
That'd be
eyes.
if you're tracking with your eyes. Okay, it was tracking survival.
That's a natural 20.
Alright.
Suddenly, there's rabbits everywhere.
As you get your bearings, heading off in roughly the same direction you had been coming from, fairly confident that you're heading back to where you entered this section of woods from, you start watching around looking for any sign of rabbit life. When you do start to spot a few rabbits bouncing around.
Right, there's rabbits over there.
Okay.
Let's go. I want to ray of frosted.
I just want to look out for the big bunny.
I was kind of hoping that natural 20 I'd be looking for rabbits, and then I just find the big rabbit.
I know.
That's a 24 to hit.
I also kind of hoped that.
You hit the rabbit.
You spot the rabbit moving through a section of brush, launch your ray of frost out at it.
For 2 damage.
As it slams into the rabbit, it just seems to lock it in place and then just collapse over dead.
Yeah. It's a bunny.
Go collect it.
And you
Do
go-
I have time to hit another one while they're scurrying away?
They just panic fled in that moment.
Do you just get up to it and just decide you don't want to touch it?
Yeah.
You get up there, it's like, oh.
As you're like sitting there, like
It's right there.
I just grab it and just put it in the bag.
It's certainly chilly. You grab it up, it's a bit rigid from the frost.
I mean,
It'll help preserve it. I guess.
probably. I don't know. I'll eat it anyway.
So then what am I to find out? I assume we're going to eat it for dinner tonight, so...
We'll be home, man. I mean, tonight, right?
We've got a couple of days, don't we? Isn't it a
Well,
couple
I
of
thought we traveled a day
It's gonna
already.
be like 4 days.
Oh yeah, we already did.
4 days. I thought we.
Why don't you tell us how
Oh.
long we have?
Have you guys never noticed Rico has no idea how long it takes us to get
He
anywhere?
just spouts out random numbers.
And you guys all agree with him every time.
I'm like, that makes sense.
Every time you've agreed
I
with
think
him.
he was right once, and that was enough for you guys to just stop questioning it.
Yeah. I've never been
He's the only one
ever
with any skill in
actually.
survival between the 4 of us. So
how
we
many
just kind
fingers am I
of.
holding up?
7.
Okay, good.
I know how to count.
I think we should be home tonight.
With the bit of traveling that you had the day before, you will likely, if you press on a little bit into the night, make it back to Jinhat. Otherwise, you may be cutting it an hour, a little over an hour short if you were to stop once it got dark.
That's alright, most of us can
I would
see.
like to be home
I'm still
tonight.
gonna cook it
Yeah.
tonight. I'm not sure what that's gonna change.
You eventually break out of the forest line, though, seeing the open stretch of wilderness and plains ahead of you in the direction of the road.
We're on a
All
drive
right, to Gin Hat.
Yes.
Start walking off.
Mm-hmm.
You start heading off back towards the road, eventually making it there, cutting down. And as you make fairly decent time, you arrive seeing the bend to the final stretch towards Jinhat as the last bit of light's fading away, knowing that you've probably just less than an hour from the actual.
Okay. If we get it back home, you can make dinner. I'll
Me
stop.
make dinner, yes.
I'll stop at if you're gonna make dinner. I will stop at the inn and grab something to go with dinner.
Sounds good. We can share the rabbit with Jamie.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's been up to.
We only got the one rabbit.
I mean, aren't we just kind of like
Put it in a stew.
sprinkling it?
I mean,
Sprinkling it into the stew or whatever?
well, yeah, but he's a big guy.
Yeah, we can ration it.
Okay.
What does General do while we're away?
I don't know. I mean, he's from the Watch. I mean, I imagine he has his own business to attend to.
I think we are his business.
Oh yes,
Well, let's go find out.
what do we do?
We need to find Niragu and Gravoli.
As you
No, Ragu.
travel on a short bit into the night, you eventually start to spot the occasional bit of lighting from what you can believe to be likely the inn, and perhaps even a bit of campfire just outside of your headquarters itself, the castle. As you would eventually get to the edge of it, the castle just to your side, the city of Jinhat ahead of you.
I just go where we have our camp and start making a fire.
Oh, well, there is already a fire set up.
I start cooking dinner.
I'm gonna go to the inn. I'll be back soon.
As she breaks away from you, heading off towards the end, the rest of you just go up to the wagon.
Yes.
As you do, you recognize a figure sitting just to the side of the wagon along the ground, just at the edge of the actual brightness of the firelight. And he seems to look up, noticing you approach. Oh, hey guys, hey.
What's up, Jamil?
Hello, Jamil.
You guys finished that job?
Yeah.
Yes.
Take care of.
Good deal,
Well,
good deal.
For the most part, we need to speak to
Naragu and
Norgan, the gnome.
Oh yeah, the one that sent you out there. It's always good to finalize things with the person that actually makes the
there's like
contract with
a bent
you.
piece of metal he has to go deal with.
Oh really?
Yeah.
yes.
I'm sure he'll be glad to get back to work. We'll have to talk with him tomorrow. It's getting a little late right now.
Certainly.
But it's a good thing you're all here, though. I've had some packages arrive today for y'all.
Really?
Yeah,
Did we
one's
order
kind of
something?
big. As he just goes to the back of the wagon and just pulls out a large, not overly large, but a sizable chest, and just drops it down on the ground. Yeah, this one here came from the watch. It was addressed to me, so don't worry, I didn't just get into your mail. But it's got things for you for what you're doing up here. A few things I'll hold on to, but some of them I can get out to you now. And then going back to the wagon, reaching in and pulls out a much smaller package that appears to be possibly whatever is in it. It's wrapped and flimsy, about 2 feet by a foot or so in size and thin. And this just came addressed from the Vinille house in Basinvale. Apparently arrived in Minoris and then was sent out this way. So I think that's for you.
Yes. This has got to be the letter from my parents. I bet you they sent me some money to help us out.
Nice look at the package. Yeah, I bet you that's what's in there.
He hands it just like nonchalantly over to you and then just goes back to the chest, opening it up. Where's Katya? She
doesn't. No, I'm just-
oh,
she. Where did you go?
I went to
She
the
went to the
inn.
inn to get some stuff to add to dinner.
I didn't know we were gonna
Oh.
do this right now.
okay. Well, she's not gonna be long then.
No. I
No,
don't
she
know.
just grabbed some stuff to add to the rabbit, and I pull out the rabbit that we're having for dinner, and then she'll be back.
Alright, well I can wait for her. Unless you guys want this stuff now, otherwise I can just wait till she gets here. It's not really gonna
I think it's
be
all
do or die for right
wait?
now. Alright.
Jamila, a few of us were curious. What do you do while we're away?
Well, I mostly just make sure that no one infiltrates your headquarters, no one gets a hold of any of the sensitive information that we might be having in there. You know, just keep a general eye on things, and, you know, if you have any contracts that need to be filed away, I can watch those for you too. And I watch people. That's pretty fun.
I see. Keep up the good work, Jamil.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing an excellent job. I haven't seen anybody in this wagon.
Oh no. They come by, but most of them know what it's here for now. Except for she didn't bother us, but there was a strange woman earlier. New, I haven't seen her before. She's gone now.
Did she leave town?
Yeah, just stopped in, quick minute.
When was
left
this?
again. Yesterday sometime.
You have to know who she spoke with.
Oh, I don't know. She went in, probably did some shopping. I don't know. She walked out with some stuff in her arms, but vanished over the hills, going back towards the main road.
It was,
Comes here for shopping.
but I was also
Just thinking maybe
curious,
the lady that-
General.
Whatever it was we saw at night.
I didn't actually get a signed contract from Naragu about this job that we just went on. Is that a problem?
For starting out, it won't be. You guys hadn't gotten everything sent. That's what a lot of this here is going to address from what I was seeing. But going forward, we'll probably just have him sign something retroactively. I'm sure he shouldn't have a problem with it. And then from now on, just any time you guys go to do something like this, you'll want to have someone write something up. You know, you got to have a guy to handle your documents and things like that.
Oh, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought we wouldn't get paid for a minute.
I probably shouldn't be doing that.
Is there anything you'd be doing besides just going to
Nah,
the
just
inn?
grabbing that.
Alright, you go.
How much does it cost?
15 gold.
That's unfortunate because then we're not having it.
Oh, this thing's just. A silver for it all.
Fantastic. That's. I have 1 copper, 1 silver, and 1 gold. Now I have no silver. So yeah, I'll just grab that and head back.
Alright. As you arrive back almost at the tail end of some means of lengthy reply to something that Jamuel's giving.
Everyone's looking awkwardly at Rowan.
Oh, hey, she's back. Alright. So, well, she looks like she got stuff too. Alright.
That's the stuff for the...
Oh, okay.
Should go with dinner.
Alright. Well, what we got here, and I was telling them while you'd gone to get some stuff, got a package here, came from the Watch in Minoris, and then we got another package that seemed to come from the Vinille house
Yeah,
in
holding on.
Basin Vale.
It's kind of in my. I'm assuming it was sitting. So it's just
But I don't really think that one concerns us any. I think this is the one that actually matters to us. As he opens it up, it's just got some random things they wanted to make sure y'all had for this. You know, not everyone just gets stuck out in somewhere expecting to take things into their own hands. As he starts pulling out random sacks and items from it. Alright, well, I had noticed actually already that one of you, Questa, there, you seem to be jotting down in that little book that you got all the time. So I kind of already divvied out some of the stuff they'd sent me, and I kind of think this will work for you. As he then starts handing you stuff. Right here, they sent you, these are some jeweler's materials. Just different things you can use to help assess the value of jewelry, maybe work your way to eventually making bits of jewelry, things of that nature, you know.
Well, your eye's really big.
In it, there is a small saw, files, pliers, tweezers, and a hammer.
Sorry, there's tweezers, a
A
hammer.
small saw, tweezers, files, pliers, and a hammer.
Like files, F-I-L-E-S? Or
Yes, like for filing down edges.
not P-H-I-A-N.
Yes.
This is nicer than the other hammer I had. Here,
There is
what?
He thinks your hammer is tiny and adorable.
I mean, it is smaller than the other hammer that I had.
I like point at
You
his
want
giant
the-
I'm just like
hammer.
leaning on mine.
Yeah.
Do I want the what hammer?
The other hammer, the one I got back in Minoris from,
Sure.
and then I'll keep the small.
roll perception.
I didn't actually throw
Okay,
it.
I was gonna see if she heard the.
Sure, backpack. Small hammer. I need to write down I have a small hammer.
Right. They also sent. They weren't sure if you had a ledger already, so they sent another one here. Your accounts ledger for the group.
This is also nicer than my ledger.
And then I guess, well, I can't just hand it to you because it's got everything else in it. But then technically the chest here is for your use as well. Let's see. I had mentioned to you three about needing someone to handle your documents. Do you think any of y'all would be interested in doing that?
Yes, I think I will do that.
I
Alright.
already said I wasn't going to do it. I shouldn't be the one keeping track of things.
That's fair.
Or writing anything.
Yes.
I start transcribing my
You start
old
keeping track of
information
things.
into the new
Starts
ledger.
keeping-
Alright, well, if you're going to be handling that for them, then
If anyone else does
this
that,
stuff here that they sent will be for you. Let's see, they sent some calligrapher's supplies over for you. As he hands you a stack of a dozen sheets of parchment,
Oh God.
3 quills, and a vial of ink.
Does remind me.
You can probably keep that sort of stuff in this satchel that they sent you as well, as he sets a leather satchel to the side. And then in that satchel, there's some stuff that go along with your position, as you'll also find a smaller ledger than the one that was presented to Questa. A bit of copper and silver crumb leaflets, a scroll case, a container of sealing wax, and a strange oval-esque seal with slight inscriptions that you recognize as those of the Continental Watch, but nothing else across much the center and face of it. As you look at it oddly, Jamuel notices, oh yeah, that's, they call that the Documancer's Seal of Limited Authority there. Apparently, as you get more authority, it'll show more.
One day you can work up to the seal of less limited authority.
Thank you, Jamuel.
Oh yeah, not a problem. I mean, I didn't get this for you, it just showed up here, but thank you anyways.
Rowan's very pleased.
And then, just curious, I don't know if anyone's interested in maybe knowing when and how to get rid of things along the way, whether they be obstacles or enemies. Just knowing.
Ooh, I'm curious about things.
All right, that's good enough for me. I mean, I just need to figure stuff out. All right, then I guess for you, then Katya, let's see. We've got some. Yeah, here we go. We got some alchemist tools for you. As you start setting out various things, you get 2 glass beakers, a metal frame that appears to be large enough to fit one of the beakers in over a small flame, it looks, as well as a about 8-inch long glass stirring rod and a small mortar and pestle along with a pouch. As you open it, it seems to have small little pinches of common alchemy materials such as salt and sulfur and things of
I
that
like
nature.
clear out a space, pull out my Tinker's kit, and start playing around with the two together.
You start trying to see what you can do. Oh wait, and also this, you wanna be careful with this as he hands you a small, about fist-sized flask. This is alchemist fire there.
Fire?
You friends with that? What? Nope.
Alright, and I guess there's plenty of things that if you guys are gonna be doing this that you'll need to make sure you're in a consensus idea upon, make sure you're of one mind type of thing. You don't want a group split when you're in the middle of a job type of situation. So it's always important to make sure that everyone has their opinion counted, but that a decision is made in the end. So I suppose you wouldn't happen to be interested in making sure that decisions are made, would you?
Yeah.
You would have a problem? Alright,
yeah, that's what I do anyway. Like, I make sure...
Excellent, alright.
Like, who do you guys follow?
We're very good at working together.
Technically you.
There you go. So yeah, I'll take it.
Alright, well, for you, it seemed a bit robust for my taste, but they figured that whoever was making the decisions needed something to be known, I guess, so they sent out this bugle horn for you.
Oh, I regret this.
As well as they sent out this strange collection of stuff. They call this their voting kit. As he hands like a small, about foot long, 8-inch wide cube with a small slit on the top and a lock mechanism on one side of it. Yeah, that's your ballot box there for whenever you guys have your votes on things. You don't want anyone knowing what you're voting for. As well as, I guess you'll need your voting ballots then as well, as he hands you a large stack of small single bits of paper. And of course, like, when you're doing this, you want to make sure that everyone else knows that you actually took the time to vote on these matters.
Yeah.
So with that, as he pulls out a small, like, fist-wide round ream of thin sheets of paper. These have some adhesive on them, so you can just stick them to whatever you want and let people know that you took the time to vote.
Smack! Right on the side of the
You
castle.
just tear off one, stick it on as the sticker
The
remains
castle voted.
there, showing I voted.
Right into the bag.
Oh dear goodness.
And then
We now
also,
have a bumper sticker on the castle that says, I voted.
Oh goodness. But we haven't actually voted on anything.
yes. And then also because there's an even number of you, just because you're holding these elections and these votes doesn't mean that you won't reach a tie. So they also sent out for someone in your situation this coin here. It's called the Coin of Decisionry. Pretty much right here's the head, as he points to the face, which has a protruding emblem of a key, which you would all recognize as, well, not an official, but a generally accepted emblem of key brick.
Is there a brick on the other side?
No. And then he flips it over, and the other side is blank. And then this, the tail will show the face of whoever's using it.
Thank God. I rolled to see what it would be on the back, and I got 2. Yourself.
So you can have that as he tosses it to you. You hold on to it for a bit, and your face slowly
It's
begins
like
to
this face.
protrude.
Oh, joy.
I gotta admit, Katya's actually not paying attention. She, as soon as Alchemy Kit, Tinker's Kit, and Alchemist Fire, dude, I'm gone.
Why don't we have a vote tonight on how dinner goes?
I'm just like start pulling the
Like
stickers
how
out of my
dinner's going
bag.
to go, or are we going to eat dinner and then decide how it went afterward?
Yeah, we vote on how good it was afterwards.
I don't see any reason why we would, but I can't think of any reasons not to, really.
I mean, we got a ballot box. It seemed appropriate.
And everyone will get a sticker? I mean, come on.
I'll pass on the sticker. Thank you.
Can't wait to stick it to your back.
That's what I was
Hey,
about to
Rowan,
say.
how's it going?
This I voted stickers are going to be the kick me signs of the campaign.
How many of them did he
Yes.
give us? Pretty sure that's 4d20 times 100 is this.
30? So there's 29 left.
Sweet.
So you can have 8 or so.
I need to go talk to the blacksmith tomorrow.
I need to go see about getting some books ordered.
What?
Huh? Just thinking to myself.
Oh.
This satchel is almost exactly what I imagined. One of my favorite characters. One of my favorite books. Wearing, and I need to go see if they can get them in.
I thought of something funny, and how much do you think it'd cost for her to etch something, for the blacksmith lady to etch something into my hammer?
Probably not very much.
Good, I wanted to say, don't forget to vote.
That's a good one, Rico. Hey, I also had a thought. Kind of turned my attention towards the chest that he pointed out to me. It's like, we have our collective funds. Should we be like keeping them in there, or do we prefer to keep them on our person? I feel like we should probably just sort of divvy it out as we feel we need it.
That's probably wise, yes.
And as long as, Jamuel's already given us his assurance that he'll protect our property here, so.
With his life.
Well, I'll do what I can.
Whoa.
That's good enough for me.
Hopefully, if we ever get to the point where we're actually in danger, we can find someone else more suited to actually guard the place.
I'll go to the fire and start cooking.
We were gone for
There's just like a
4
pile
days.
of food next to me, completely like forgotten.
Like tomorrow, it will have been 4 days.
Yeah,
and
once
then
you wake up,
5th.
it'll be 4 days. So as you cook, you play around with your new things.
Oh yeah, that pile of food's just right there next to me, completely
It's gone
forgotten.
now. It's over there by me. I just went to go.
Okay.
Anything that the two of you are doing is now, you see Jamuel just taking bags and other bits of things out of the chest and just kind of putting them into a back area of the wagon. Those are the things that they told me to hold on to for now. But as long as you deserve them, you'll get them eventually.
I'm just gonna be looking through my documents or stuff.
After a while of messing, like copying my ledger and stuff. Oh, I got a letter. Throw it down, pick up my letter, open up whatever package.
As you open the wrapping around it, you are...
It's Cameron.
You immediately, your attention is drawn to what the bulk of the package is, as it's clearly a garment of some sort, cloth in nature, though thin to the touch. As you pull it out, you see the instantly recognizable emblem of the Bastonville Blink Dogs on the front of it. As you pull it out, a loose bit of parchment falls and drapes onto the ground.
Okay. Is it legible parchment or is it something?
Yep, as you pick it up, it's clearly a letter written to go with the package.
And is there anything else in the cloth?
Nope.
Okay. I read the letter.
As you read it, it begins wishing you, stating how they are pleased your parents are with you having already found some path to follow. As you progress through, though, roll a history check at advantage.
I have advantage. That's pretty nice. Didn't matter. History, that's 11.
It takes you a bit of reading through the letter before you realize that the handwriting is not that of your father or your mother, but rather what you begin to recognize is that of your father's secretary.
Oh, damn. Write this down.
Is there anything pertinent in it? Just this general, like, proud of you?
There's a lot of proud of you bit going on until the end, where there's even a fairly generic best wishes, farewell, and a hastily scribbled autograph signing that you recognize to be your father's. The bottom below that has a more recognizable small blurb at the bottom of the page, seemingly all that had been are allowed to go along with the single letter from your mother, clearly in her handwriting, though very little gets across in the maybe quarter sheet of parchment that she has left to write on. And as far as tone, you get a much more sincere tone from her, though the general message is still very much the same, though she is able to get in that she wishes for you to give her the general acknowledgement that you are still alive in this path that you're going down. And you are told that in the section that was clearly written by the secretary, it explains our garment that you're given as a new line of product your father was commissioned to create, allowing the Blink Dogs and their constant rotation of who's playing for them to be more streamlined and cheaper rather than having to mass produce varied uniforms. If someone leaves, having to just scrap them and start elsewhere. These ones are blank until worn when the desired name of the wearer is magically imprinted on the back.
Sick.
That's cool. Does Katya just look upset?
Questa probably goes through several stages of facial expression, realizing that this is a stock letter from her father, then getting happy about receiving from her mother, and then kind of finishing it, just kind of like throwing the letter aside, and kind of just looking confused about the garment, but intrigued.
You recognize it as certainly what you've seen them wear the few times that you've seen them around, though you can tell it's certainly a new take on it.
So what the letter described is that whatever player I want it to be, I can just like be my name
yes.
if I wanted to.
It is blank now.
I'm gonna put it on.
You put it on over your clothes.
And I want it to... Do they use numbers on their uniforms?
Some do. It's a very... Mostly they just put names, but who knows what they'll do now that if this becomes cheaper.
Can I have it have a number 15 on it and say Sansa Kakish?
Sure. You focus on that because you don't feel anything, but then you kind of look around and eventually notice the slight alteration showing the lettering and numbering on the back.
I can't see it. Did it change?
What did it look like before?
It was just blank.
Oh, yes, it
It's
says
definitely something now.
Sansa Kakish.
Yes.
15.
Sansa Kakish was the first orc pinball player for the Basonville Blink Dogs. And she's like one of their best players that they've ever had.
I see.
I'm completely...
Now Questa is just like lit up and...
I vote I don't care.
He holds the ballot box up.
I'm just working on the stuff, and like as I get ideas, writing them down, like almost, and I'm gonna write a letter to Dad and send him some of my ideas. But that's all I'm gonna do for like the whole night. I'm really excited about it.
Questa, have you ever read The Forest's Edge by P.T. Grimsley?
I don't think so.
I've got to say, it's one of my favorite series by far. We've got The Forest's Edge, there's High Tide, and it's about this kind of magical lawyer, but he's a dwarf. His name is Track Ironside, and he has to go, and it's good. But he carries around a satchel with all of his documents and things in it, and this is almost exactly how I imagined it looking.
That is really cool.
I know.
I can't...
Are you getting like super giddy over this right now?
Yes.
So we're actually seeing like an actual true part of Rowan come out.
I do stop for a moment with it.
I'm really impressed
I
with
know,
how
I'm so
like
good.
personalized everything seems to be. Like this is different because it's from my mom, but like even the watch, like they didn't seem to really care all that much. But
Mine's got my face on it.
yeah, they really kind of played to our personalities, you know.
That's kind of like it didn't have that on until you grabbed it, right?
No, that's what he said. But it's got my face on it now. So. You dwell too much in the past.
What I'm curious.
Anyway,
about,
dinner's ready.
Like, 10 minutes.
Roll your cooking check.
Why is the tail side of the coin the one that has your head on it? Why
17.
wouldn't that be the head side?
17. Oh, does it matter?
It just seems like a weird like choice of words.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm also a little confused as well.
Although, now that I think about it, we can just call that the head side. I mean, there's no law, I don't think. Jamuel, is there a law about how the coin decisionally is used?
I guess I can't really say that there's a law exactly about it.
Well,
Just
there we go.
generally accepted that the key brick emblem's the heads. I guess it might be a little disrespectful to say that's the tails.
Why does the tails have a bad negative connotation to it?
Generally, most people say heads wins.
It's a coin.
It's always up for individual interpretation, but that's just what I've always heard.
Yeah, we can ignore that too.
I've heard tails never fails.
I can't say I've heard that one, but I mean that's what I'm saying. And I haven't been around Base and Vale like y'all, not in a while anyway. So I'm not one to tell you how to do your business. I'm just here to watch things.
So there we go.
Food looks pretty good.
Thanks.
It's good.
There's rabbit in it. And then this stuff.
That's a pie.
Put pie in it?
What's it gonna You said you got food. I didn't expect it was just pie.
Nobody
Pumpkin in
asked
there.
me.
Pie in
Because
the
you said you were going to go get
stew.
some stuff to go with dinner, and we were talking about cooking a rabbit stew, so I figured you got some stuff to go
I
with
meant
stew.
like with
Potatoes.
dinner.
Well,
not-
it's like
You
boil
just
them, mash them,
grabbed
stick
it
them in the
without even
stew.
looking at it.
Chucked it in.
there.
No, I would have looked at what I was putting in it. I care about cooking
Like,
the food.
oh.
I'm like, I'm not going to tell anybody about that.
the pie.
And then I just cooked the stew. Here you go.
Yes, the pie's in the stew.
He just like took it and like stirred up the pie and then
It's my turn for watch. I'm just sitting there eating a whole pie.
Is this rabbit and blueberry stew?
pumpkin. It's fall.
Pumpkins. Actually, rabbit and pumpkin doesn't sound too bad
Actually,
together.
doesn't.
That's pretty good.
I'm not going to eat a rabbit. I'm sorry.
If you're having pumpkin
I was thinking
stew.
more rabbit pumpkin
Still.
stew.
With like the crust also in there. Like
Yeah,
goop-
so you get the crunch.
goopy. It's not crunchy
not
anymore.
No, I would take the edge of the crust off, mix everything else in, and then at the end, it's like, it's fancy.
Those are the
You
dumplings.
pour everyone's
Garnish.
bowls and then just sprinkle it with the crumbs.
What's this? It's just extra stuff. Here you go.
Garnish.
No, I would have seen the pie.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like I refuse to believe that was good. If it had the pie in it.
Yeah, like adding pie to it would be disgusting. But pumpkin and rabbit actually sounds good together.
Add pie to it. Make your cooking check with disadvantage.
Triple disadvantage. And end up hitting it.
More accurate.
Actually, with triple disadvantage, the lowest I got was a 10.
You gotta stop rolling your dice when it doesn't count. Because they waste all their good rolls on it.
I mean, I wouldn't say the rest of them were good. They were 11. And then a 10.
Comparatively.
All right, so sleep through the night, and then go find.
Are we voting?
Wait, I want pie.
Oh yeah, she bought a pie.
There was pie.
Yeah. She said she got food for dinner, and I thought it was food to go in dinner, but it's not. It's a pie. So here's the pie.
All right.
Luckily, I didn't throw it in there.
Yeah, I thought about it for a second, but it just
Pie?
didn't sound good. So
Yes,
Kesta
pie
wanted
is
to-
your pie.
Well, I know. I just didn't want to climb over. I didn't know if it was okay to look back there now.
Oh yeah, I only had the one thing set up back
of
there.
course you can have pie. It's your pie.
Here. I really meant for you to pass that. But...
You said here and handed it straight to me. So I'm
okay,
like, okay.
that's fair. Well, it's because I didn't feel like getting all up in
What
your...
kind of pie?
So it's a pumpkin cheesecake pie. My husband has pointed out that apparently other people don't like lumps, but I like mine with lumps. So
I will try it. I am not a big pie person, though.
It's actually more like pumpkin cheesecake.
Yeah, it's a pumpkin
I
cheesecake.
warn you.
That's fine.
I like this tradition of bringing these sweets.
I had to make them for something else, and I was like, I'm gonna make another one. Oh, I like this.
Questa is of the firm stance that cakes are superior to pies. But Dustin is firmly on the pie side.
So is Patrick. Rico just eats sweet stuff.
Rowan and Logan are both of the cake team.
I didn't ask you.
Your vote doesn't matter because recount is free.
Did I put the ballot box out? No.
I guess that's what we're voting on, right?
Alright, everyone get your ballots ready. Pie or cake. Place your votes.
Questa wanted to vote on how good dinner was, I think. Right?
I mean, I got a 17 on the check. Oh, okay. I don't care.
It was pretty good. I start fiddling again.
I put the box out, hand everyone a ballot.
Now that I think about it, this might kind of be a waste of our resources.
I didn't want to say anything, but you seemed very adamant about it earlier, so...
It was just a thought. I mean, usually you guys check me when I say stupid things.
Okay, wait, unless anyone forces me to vote, I am back to tinkering and alchemy and trying to find ways to mix the two, and the rest of the world is
Well,
gone.
in that case, we just won't vote.
I mean, we can vote without the paper. I vote it was good.
I voted it was reasonable, yes.
Reasonable wasn't a choice. There's no write-ins in this vote.
Vote.
Decent.
Good, bad, right.
Good or bad.
Acceptable?
You're not even listening to me now. I feel like you just don't listen to me ever.
You just never listen.
That was good pie. I don't like lumps, but
I
it's
know.
good.
I haven't made it. Like, I only made it for myself for many, many years. Now I have Matt. He's like, I don't think other people I'm like, oh, well, too bad.
So, we gotta go find that guy, Norman.
Naragu.
Yeah, him. And Gus.
Probably in the morning.
That's what I'm talking about. Tomorrow morning.
I don't want to call him Gilgamesh, that's not his name.
Gilgamesh.
Who prevailing?
Gravoli. I keep waiting for someone to call it
Ravioli.
ravioli.
I need to write these names down and keep a list of all the names of people that are important that we talk to so I can throw the names off completely.
Yeah, Graveli.
It's prevailing.
Yeah, him.
Oh, I couldn't know.
Beef gravy.
Gravy.
Alright, night then. And I just go
Sleep.
sleep.
So, you finish your pie and rest.
I realized that they've all gone to sleep like an hour ago. Oh. Okay. Clean up.
I mean, it would take you an hour to realize you've gone to sleep. Rico would have stopped talking.
I wasn't really listening, I gotta be honest. I'm really
You would notice.
excited about
I
this.
feel like you would notice when
That's
Rico
it.
doesn't talk anymore.
No, I don't notice. My perception was a 4. Nope.
Then,
Oh, okay. We're not keeping watches here?
We didn't keep the watch last time either.
Okay.
I mean, right here in town.
Fine.
My bird is keeping watch.
Oh, okay.
perches on top of the wagon
Everyone
Good
knows
night, Reynolds.
next to
Cats are
Jamil's
very
tent.
17.
We're not sleeping in the castle.
Yeah,
We're outside a castle.
There's not enough room for everyone to sleep in the castle.
What if we, like, snuggled real close? What if we were just all spooning?
There might be enough room for 2 of you to comfortably.
What about uncomfortably spooning?
I mean, then you can all just pile in the front. Clown cart, I guess, but it's not going to be a rest.
I like the why be a decisionist. One of the things is roughly half your choices are the right ones. You might as well just toss a coin for it.
I'll sleep in the tent. I'll opt out of spooning for tonight.
Alright.
Yeah, that was never an option. I'm sleeping in my tent.
I'm like sleeping next to the fire, next to the cook pot, all of it. Just spell sleep wherever you can.
I've got a tent and I've got an alarm.
I throw like a blanket on him. Go to
So
bed.
hot.
The fire's gonna die down by the
It
time.
barely lands, and he just throws it in the fire.
No.
Dex save, grab it.
There's two.
Fine.
But you all rest. The next morning, eventually rising, hearing the early portions of the day starting in Jinhet just beyond where you awaken. Already hearing the occasional movement of Jamuel, you believe, somewhere around the campgrounds. What do you do?
Since I don't have to sleep as long, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, you've been up for the last couple of hours.
I would just get up and wander off and do some training a ways away, and then come back, cast mage armor on myself, and then take a short rest to get that spell slot back.
This is his morning ritual.
You finish a short rest just as you hear the rest of your allies beginning to stir in the morning.
Good morning. How much? It's a really big coin.
Just
It's like a dinner plate, just
pancake sized.
Although you're strong.
This is one hand is looking like what?
You're not voting.
Bonk.
Well, we've got 3 yays and 1 unconscious, so
That's how it works.
No.
Alright, so we need to see Naragu about the bridge, I think, probably first off.
Yes.
Say so.
So that can get fixed. Then we need to talk to Rico about all the weird
What did we pluck from the giant? Didn't we take a piece of the giant?
His ear.
Oh, yeah. I cut off the piece of the tree. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Yes.
Let's go find that guy.
But
I'll
that's
just start
okay.
walking towards the city, the town, the village.
Looking for Naragu
The
first?
inn, yeah. He's a good contract guy to talk to.
There was a word I had.
Oh yeah,
for
hey, do you have a paper for
describing-
him to sign? Retroactively?
Yes, that's what I was doing this morning.
Oh, okay.
I documents up a document.
roll me an intelligence check with a proficiency.
Okay.
7.
That's 21.
Most you can get on as an 8. I will
Start.
beat you.
You just pull out some parchment real quick, dip a quill into the ink as quickly as you can, just start jotting down a contract, walking behind the rest of the group.
Yes.
And your brief time, you get a
Rowan.
very
God,
detailed contract out
put a
for what
black
you
on your
did.
face. Where'd that come
I
from?
don't believe you.
He's actually not wrong. It's right here.
Thank you. I was just making a joke about you writing as fast as you can, ink splashing in your face.
No, I'm not that dirty.
Yeah, but you had to jot it down fast while walking,
So?
so you probably got a drop on you.
Like, it's an ink well.
It's canon now. You had a drop on you and you wiped it off.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's not a real thing. Didn't happen.
I mean, we can go back to the footage.
I'm
if you
pretty
have to.
sure we can.
Instant replay. What's this show? Oh look, and here we go. He says it.
So where we gotta find this guy? Does he live here?
Yeah,
Where?
he's down somewhere. I don't really know.
Maybe he's at the inn having breakfast.
That's possible. If not, I'm sure
If
they
not,
know where to find him.
Someone knows. Go to casino.
So where do you go to look for him?
To the inn.
Open the door.
Stop by the inn. I'll bust. So, all I can think about is Inuyasha. And all the times he just goes, Naraku! And that's every time I just want to scream his name. Naraku!
It's time to kick open a door.
As you enter into the warm bed,
I keep forgetting that's the name of the what? We were going into the inn.
there's a small grouping of people getting their early morning meals taken care of, as well as, for the first time since you arrived here, a very quiet, slow-toned musical bit accompanying the meal as it draws your attention to a single figure just sitting at a stool in the corner, just lightly strumming along on a lute as the others eat.
Can I just pull out my horn?
God. If I see you, I'm just gonna be like,
Shaking her head.
no,
This is the opportunity.
no. The world is not ready.
What does what's it's a performance, right? So that's what's performance do?
Charisma.
Oh, perfect. And I'm proficient in the horn. So I would get a +4.
As you fully enter in, the door closing behind you, Parsi looks over, noticing you all.
Oh, it's parsley.
Welcome, good morning. Breakfast?
Yes.
We were also curious if you knew where Naragu lived or was.
He's right there.
I couldn't point you to his exact house, but I believe it's one of the earlier sections of houses near the road over on the far side of
That would make
the road.
sense. Easier to get to the bridge.
But
Alright, thank you.
I mean, you might want to wait a little bit for everyone to wake up before you go knocking, but I mean, you might also just catch him here if you waited a few hours. Doesn't always take its breakfast here, but he occasionally does.
Alright.
Is it what kind of person is it playing? Boy, girl, human, whatnot?
It is a halfling that appears to be female.
Oh. She's quite good. Nice addition.
No, yes, she used to play here some time ago, but went on, I suppose you could call it a tour. But she's stopping back in for the foreseeable future, and we don't know if she'll be here long, but she says she'll be staying.
Tour probably didn't go that well then.
Well, how long was she away for?
I believe she was gone for about 5 or 6 months.
Seems like
While
it
we're
was-
waiting
have to
for
retire
breakfast, I
and do
walk
that?
over to her.
Maybe
Hi.
she likes Jen.
Oh, as the music kind of falters for a second before picking back up. Hello?
So I got a new horn last night. I wonder if I could play with you.
Are you talented? That seems quite an abrasive instrument for the morning unless played correctly.
I mean, I'm proficient.
Looking beyond you.
He's doing it, guys.
I suppose. Have you done this before? Are you a performer?
Nope.
Oh, I'm technically working.
Oh, sorry.
You go, Rowan or Rico.
Oh, okay, fine. And I just go sit back at the table.
Oh,
She's
Like-
working.
Pat your arm a little bit. Okay.
Perhaps another time, Rico.
The horn is really more of an evening instrument anyway.
I would say yes, midday to evening is definitely the horn time.
I feel like you guys just don't want me to play it.
I want to
No.
play it.
Thank you, Questa.
Not for breakfast.
How could you say that?
I don't mind if you play it later.
Because I don't think you want me to be happy. just your whole attitude.
Why would you say that?
Because you don't. You're never happy, so you just don't want anybody to be happy.
I'm happy right now.
It doesn't look like you're happy right now. It looks like you're just contemplating stabbing me.
Is there like obviously not. Are there eating utensils on the tables already? Like,
No, those are provided when meals are brought out. Yeah, you don't just want sharpened forks and knives laying all over the place for
That's
whoever to
fair.
walk.
Yeah, that'd be dangerous.
I just thought there might be some spoons or
I
something.
mean, not everyone walks in with giant war hammers.
Hey, what were we doing for breakfast?
Say,
You call yourself quite educated. Have you ever...
Yes.
I'm gonna slide you a piece of paper that has like a half moon with a circle on it. Have you ever seen that symbol? crescent moon with a circle in it.
Have I ever seen that symbol before?
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that right as he ponders it.
Were you gonna play the spoon?
Roll.
Natural 20.
Really? Okay.
He was so confused as you getting naturally like, no, I gotta look at that bullshit.
Rare, but it doesn't.
As she
Everyone
slides it
does
in
a
front of
function
you,
check.
you recognize it as a fairly common thing you saw in your childhood, usually associated with fairy tales and stories told to children about boogeymen and things that would take you from your rooms if you were ill-fated or not listening to your parents and drag you off to the forest to never be seen again.
I tell you that. Where did you get this from?
Nowhere.
Why do you have
I
this?
make sure it's. I don't know. Alright.
We can just do our own music if we want.
Yeah, but we can't take her from her job. She's working.
Like, I'm way darker than I look.
I slowly pull out my small hammer. And I just
You start banging on the table.
Pick up my big hammer. What are you doing?
No.
Break the table.
Rowan, pay more attention to them and less to me.
I was trying to get you to play your horn.
Oh, but I can't take away from her job.
You said it was a crescent with a
It is a crescent moon with a circle. I've got it on my over there. I just didn't expect it to just.
That's not what I wanted to do.
I just assumed you would know.
I didn't expect him to know that much.
I know, I was like, alright, well that got creepy.
You said it yourself. I am.
Well educated.
Apparently. I'm not sure I
So
want
once
to know the
breakfast
answer to that
arrives, I
mystery.
scarf it down and I go outside and play my horn.
Okay. You just shovel the food into your mouth, crumbs and
Something like
different bits of it flying all over the place. I should push your plate away, just stand up, horn in your mouth as you walk out the door.
Yep.
I
Sounds
follow
alright.
him because Rowan's
Horn
looking
like
at me
this
weird.
is dragging my hammer behind me. I left the shield sitting next to the.
I'd pick up his shield. I'd carry it.
As three of you just abruptly get up, leaving Rowan behind.
Rowan was giving me weird looks. Gotta go.
Alright.
As you step outside and start playing.
I'm trying to go for a softer sound because it is early in the morning.
I give you a ribbon with my file.
Ha! 19.
What are you calling me?
Because you guys wouldn't let me play my horn.
I just suggested.
You would let me play my horn. It's a nighttime music.
While you manage to get out some belts from it that are not absurdly abrupt and echoing out, letting a bit of calm flow to your breath through it. You like how it sounds, but those around you still, it doesn't sound terrible, but the fact that he doesn't know any music is very evident. He seems to know what he's doing, he just doesn't know what he's playing.
That's fair.
Told you I could do it.
At viewpoint, you think maybe he's almost trying to tie in maybe a hum tune that he was sung when he was a kid, but it doesn't really make any sense to you coming through the bugle.
I go back inside. I put your shield down very gently. I go back inside, which I'm assuming I can still hear that happening.
So when you say that it's a bugle horn,
It's like the.
do you mean it's an actual bugle, or is it like a horn that you like blow into and it goes like?
I mean, it definitely has that, but it's still like it's
only
it's
function
woven
is
and
changing your embouchure.
slightly, yeah, it's kind of woven out in a few different half circle motions going forward out, a few different finger placements along
I like how it says you get proficiency in horn, and then you can choose any horn instrument and blows like a bugle.
Yeah, those sort of things I was just like, alright, we're gonna just see. Like I made one of the things for that was that it got 5 gold worth of random equipment, and I was just like, the chest's 5 gold. That's what she gets.
I want to ask the musician who's in there. What's her name, by the way? What's her name, dear?
As you go up to speak with her, I'm Abigail.
Is there any chance that you would be willing to teach my friend, and I just gesture like in general, the noise happening outside the door?
It's not that
a few
loud.
songs.
You can only faintly hear it,
okay.
as he was purposely trying to not be overtly loud
Okay.
to begin with.
My friend out there, he seems actually pretty good, but he could really use to learn some actual songs.
Oh.
You think you could help him out?
I could teach him. Does he know musical notes? Does he know how to read it?
I would probably guess not a lot, but he picks up on a lot of things very quickly.
Well,
I
I
mean-
didn't believe you.
He didn't know how to play that horn yesterday, as far as I know. He just got that horn last night.
No one asks about Rico's
roll a
car.
persuasion check.
I didn't want to do it before.
Might be good at that. Nope. It's a 15 though.
Well, are you looking to hire me as a tutor?
I would love to do that. I don't have a lot of extra money at this moment. How much would something like that cost?
Well, it'd be cheaper than paying me to perform, but if I were to train him for...
I just need to teach him a few songs. I mean, he could just memorize them.
Okay, Rico.
You do not play, do you?
No.
It is not a simple matter of looking and memorizing.
Here's what I need you
He's
to
gonna
do.
love
I need
this.
you
Right,
to
well
go
then how much does this
with your
tutoring
horn.
cost?
Bum, 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 bum,
We will start,
bum, bum,
if I were
bum,
just to
bum.
teach him a
Ready?
very base song that he could
No, no,
go
no.
forth with something in mind.
Yeah.
It would take me at least a day or two, and I'd at least have to charge 6 copper a day.
Okay. I could do that. How about... Hold on, I have to do math for a second. 67 is 35? No, that can't be right. 42?
Yeah. Yes.
42.
Yes.
Stop! You're not helping me. Alright. So I will pay her
Am I right? Yes, you are. You're not helping me.
5 silver, which would be 50 copper, right?
Yes.
Okay. And ask her if you could just teach him for a week or so. Whatever he picks up, he picks up. Otherwise,
Very well. Is he aware of this arrangement?
not yet.
Alright, well, do let him know, and
Yes.
when would you like him
Listen,
to meet me?
You know where the castle is? Outside the... It's
I
the
do not
wagon
s- Oh,
with the castle.
Yes,
Yes.
I saw the wagon. I did not see.
It says the
I
castle.
can walk him back
inside.
in and sit down.
But if you could come there in the evenings,
Wasn't that
perhaps.
bad.
We might be away sometimes on
Did you hear it?
work for the watch, but
I
Shouldn't I?
can
It
try,
wasn't that
though.
loud.
I cannot allow it to interfere with
Oh,
my
of course.
work here,
So glad I
but I can make it by when you're
Right.
around.
that sounds great.
I mean, it's not that bad.
No. I come and rejoin you.
Did our coordinated song that I tried to teach Rico work out? I basically gave him a rhythm to just go bum 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 bum, and I started going while he did that.
Roll. Both of you roll intelligence checks, and both of you roll performance checks.
Separately?
Yes.
All right. Well, my intelligence is a natural 20,
I got a 15.
and my performance
If it's
is a natural
performance
1.
with my horn, do I get to add my proficiency to it because
Yes.
I'm proficient? 11.
Questa runs you through the bit of it, trying to explain what she's going to try and do to help you along. It seems to make sense. You get the idea. But then when she actually starts performing, it's so off from what
What'd you
she
get?
was-
I got a 20 and then a 1.
Yeah, so she explained what she wanted to do perfectly, and you retained that with your intelligence check. But then she actually started doing what she said she was going to do, and it was so off of what she said that you're back to basically just blowing randomly through it. You don't know what's coming next at any point.
Perfect.
Aww.
I mean, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it felt good. There we go.
Then we go back inside.
Okay.
Alright, you come back inside in a minute. Rico,
What?
that's Abigail.
Uh-huh.
She agreed to teach you for about a week or so. Maybe you can learn some songs and learn how to use your horn more.
Okay.
Then you,
I already know how to use my horn.
I just thought it'd be fun to learn more.
I mean, I literally just blow air through it and it makes a noise. Like, I'm not sure how much learning I need.
Well, you can always learn more. It could be, you could learn some.
I mean, I can always just practice as we're going, taking care of things we need to do.
This could help.
What if I don't have a week to sit
expedite
here
that.
and-
Well, not all at once. She's just gonna come when we're in town.
Oh. What if she's not here when we come back and...
And you're gonna listen then. That's-
Oh. What if she's, like, leaves with your money?
Well, then I'm gonna track her down and claw her.
It seems a bit excessive.
Well, just tell her my money.
Oh. Well, I guess I can learn how to play the horn, although I think I did pretty fucking good.
I didn't say learn how to play. I said teach you some new songs on the horn. Okay. This is what happened. I go back to my I'm gonna go grab my tinker's kit, my outfit. Nope, I'm having
These things don't argue with me.
exactly. Try and do something. Stupid idea.
Well, I am still learning to play the horn. She's teaching me songs to learn to play on my horn. Fine.
So,
We're gonna wait a little bit and see if he shows up here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't show up after a couple hours, we'll...
I assume that's why we were shenanigans.
Yeah.
you wait a little over an hour after coming back inside from your attempt at playing in the streets. A few more people have come, a few have left, and eventually the door opens as you spot a figure enter that you do recognize from just before you left.
Hey, Norman's here. Naragu!
He seemed to have looked over and noticed you when he walked in, but then was making his way to a different table as you shout, and he looks over. Ow. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Was there a problem? Were the
Yes.
orcs still there?
Yes. So was a giant.
Yes.
A fat
A
one.
flab giant.
Ow.
Come sit down, we'll explain it all.
Yes, I did not, certainly did not see that when I was last there.
He was taking refuge under the bridge, unfortunately.
Have you taken care of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to talk them away, but
Oh, well, I was uncertain if you'd be able to, anyways.
we at least tried. Well, Questa did. I have no idea what they're saying.
And then
Yes, I'm unable to speak their language as well.
there seems to be something broken. I think you can explain it best.
I will explain the part that is broken and how it's jammed and it seems to need to be straightened so it can left, etc., etc.
We tried to see if we could do anything with it, but we didn't want to accidentally break it more.
That's likely for the better. I'll likely have to shut it off for some time and blockade the front to actually repair it, but at least you stopped them before they finished whatever they started. If they completely wrecked one of the cylinders, it would have been months of rebuilding, and only then, with luck, would we be able to recreate it.
Oh, so it's like spinning really, really fast and go and then like trying to jump out.
Yes, if the beams are not supporting it precisely, the overwhelming motion of the cones is too much for it. It's a
Right.
very intricate set of directions.
Yeah.
I'd really love to actually talk to you about that sometime. There's
Things.
quite interesting work in there.
Oh, it's always fascinated me. It's too bad we don't have minds like that anymore.
It's true.
She might be fascinated in that kind of stuff.
Oh,
Literally
well, many
what I
are
just said.
fascinated,
I
but
mean, she
none...
might be able to do stuff like that.
I mean, no diss of...
No.
No.
Not like
I'm
that.
terribly sorry, but Gerbo Barnon was the greatest mind Kubrick's ever seen.
How humble was this guy?
Oh, he was super.
Well, he mostly kept to himself, had some workings with Delcown occasionally. It was his designs that brought the bridge to fruition, his planning that set the
Is it a
general
history check?
government
You know who
in
he is?
place. Yeah.
I got a 4.
You've never heard this name.
I mean, do I need to roll that if he's a famous inventor? I'm assuming.
Having
would have
spent
heard.
your life here, you may not know a whole lot about him without rolling, but you have heard the name.
Is this
I just assumed
history?
Dad would have
Yes.
talked about him.
I got
as
a
a person.
24.
That's an 18 plus 2, so 20? Yeah, so 20.
Yep. You'd both know the name, having read about it through many history books, many books about various contraptions, many books about various magics, as he was without a doubt one of the most influential minds during the beginning of Kubrick's foundation. It was his planning that led to the creation of the filter bridge. It was his design of a government system that led to the one that currently holds Kubrick in place, as well as other endeavors which he went out upon, including Alcown bits of lore stating that he was also a hero of some renown on the side, but never on Kubrick with ever any proof of it.
I was just listening to the guy explain to her stuff that I don't care about.
Oh, is that what that face
Not
was? I was
Bo.
like-
It was like I
I know.
imagine you guys are still
That's why I was
talking.
just like, what is that face?
I'm pretending to be interested.
Oh, okay. Is that what that face is?
Well, I should get out there and begin repairing it.
Oh, yes. I've written up this contract just since we didn't really have time to
Oh,
what the means to
I
before.
suppose that is true.
You owe us $1 million.
Selling himself into slavery to us.
Just slip that in there.
And now my question, how much are you charging?
Would we have any kind of point of reference?
Nope.
Or, no. Alright.
Alright.
This seems like he has to answer this
This
question.
seems like
He
a
was-
decision that you and I
Yeah, he
need
was
to
the
make
one that
together.
wrote it up hastily on the way here.
Except we didn't have any time. Special intro.
I guess I wouldn't really because they weren't ever really around.
I don't know.
Well,
Do you
considering
want my opinion?
yes.
Phone a friend.
I think that we should probably start off with something reasonable, but that expresses what, like, the gravity of what we actually did. So I think that we should ask for somewhere between 1 and 4 gold.
I think we should just let this one be a freebie
That is a possibility too.
and let people understand what we're here for. Not all of them can be free, but
How about 4 copper?
I was gonna say like 50 gold, at least. And
Oh.
it'd be like a special intro.
I would like to point out where we're at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
It's
But
a lot.
Let's bankrupt the city on our first job.
Like, even 1 to 4 gold is probably a lot.
Lot,
but I'm
yeah.
trying to. But I mean, we did save him months of
well, we'll
work.
get paid by the watch too, right? Is that how that works?
I will.
We have to figure that out. Yeah.
Well, that's when we turn in the contracts, right?
I mean, it might be how it works. They'll give us more resources if we consistently do work here.
Oh, that's what it
So
is.
as far as charging him personally, we'll probably want to keep it lower than what I said. Now that I think more about it. What were you thinking?
More than
I
that.
know.
So far we've got free, almost free, bankrupt the city, and apparently bankrupt the entire region.
Well, maybe what if I ask for 20 gold? It's 5, 4, 5, something. It's something for each of us. It's an even number, I'm pretty sure.
You can try it. See what our friend says.
There you go. That's what he wrote in there then.
So, did you write 20 gold?
Can I write over it if he doesn't like it, or does it just not have to be?
I mean, you'll have to come to some sort of agreement, otherwise,
What we did was free.
yeah, otherwise he may just refuse to pay. And
Could
then
I
you've got to go through all
leave
of
that like
Oh, he left
blank
that
and then
section
write
blank.
it in
Like, once we discussed it with him.
So it's just like, cost is negotiable.
Cost TBD.
So,
Before we go on with this, I don't know how this works exactly, but I technically have a proficiency with I can add my proficiency bonus to an ability check to negotiate a price for goods or services or assess the quality of equipment and treasure or analyze resources in a local area. Would any of those things give me any insight about what would an amount of money that would absolutely just be way out of the question?
You could roll, and you might be able to get a general sense of how much affordable income these people have to dole out on a job like this.
What is that ability check?
History.
And did it say I get advantage?
I think you get add your proficiency.
Okay. And what did you say? I'm sorry.
It'd be a regional history check.
History check. Okay. That's good. So, 25.
In the couple of weeks you've spent around here, the vague bit of knowledge you have of the area, these people are dirt poor. You were even told in your first few days here that Parsi is likely one of the richest people, and he makes by charging copper and silver for the things that he does.
well,
Like,
So we might want to
4 gold. That's a gold. It's 40 silver.
I don't think they have that.
What about him? Him himself.
I don't think he himself has that.
It's more reasonable
He
than
lives
20.
here.
I can try it.
What about?
But I would that's what Kesta would
What if he
actually
did like
probably
5 copper a piece would be 2 silver? I mean, if that's what they make here, does he even get paid to work on that bridge?
As he
It'll
sees,
get better.
We sit there and question what
as
we
he
should charge.
reads through the contract, seeing a clear section where numbers and figures were jotted down and then hastily scribbled out, and new numbers and figures jotted down and hastily scribbled out.
I'm going to be honest with you. We are not entirely sure how much is a reasonable amount to expect from.
I
something like
suppose
this.
that's understandable. Around here, you're likely not going to have a whole lot of local customers who can really afford to pay you unless they're just wanting you to run an errand, something of that nature. But I know if you guys had to fight a group of orcs that I know were out there, and there's apparently this giant of sorts out there as well. I can't imagine it was a very safe endeavor for you all.
You could definitely say that again.
So, I get paid to do what I do, and I get paid by the capital. So I can afford a bit and write it off as something that they need to just pay me back for. But even then, I can't pay a whole lot. But I don't want you to think that I almost sent you to your death for nothing.
Here's
So
4 silver.
for a starter bit, I'll pay you the group 10 gold for the job,
All right, that's
That sounds fantastic.
and then that might cut into what I have available for the next few days. But I'll just send a order back out, and I'll be sent money. They're gonna have to send me supplies to fix whatever the giant and the orcs did, anyways.
all right.
Do you need proof for that?
Would you have an ear?
I mean, I don't need proof.
I mean, when you were sending
Oh.
the letter out saying that you needed the money for that because of the things that happened.
No, I mean, they've never questioned my requests before, and I don't imagine they'd have much reason to, especially if you're sending something of that nature out that way around the same time.
Well,
Kesta wouldn't want to push that anymore, so
I think that is extremely generous. Thank you.
Alright, here, I'll go ahead and just take care of that now, as he just pulls out his pouch, counts it, and just dumps it all, takes 1 gold back, puts it back in there, and hands you the rest of them.
Well,
Alright, thank you for looking into it. I'm gonna go get breakfast before I head out on the road.
Have you seen Gravoli?
No, I
As,
just woke
as they're
up
having their talk,
recently.
I motion to Parsi and hand him some money to pay for this guy's breakfast.
No, alright,
Oh,
Rowan. Rowan.
Yes.
Don't forget to write that in 10 gold and then make him sign it.
you finalize it. Yes. Alright, everything should be in order then.
He's like so excited to put it in his bag.
As he then walks away, begins ordering food as the 4 of you are left alone again.
Keeping an eye out for Gravoli.
What? If we're looking for Graveli, if my understanding is that he kind of lives more on the outskirts, he might not be coming in here very often. I should probably go and see him.
Especially if he's a hunter, he might get his own.
So I figure while we're sitting here, though, if he walks in, it'd be good to be paying attention. With our luck, he walks in as we walk out, and we just didn't notice. And
You walk out, turn to the right just as he comes around from the left.
I don't think we've actually met him yet, have we?
No.
Nope.
So,
No,
He's been
not
missing
really.
for some time.
But he's been described to us by a couple different people.
right.
It's not a big town.
Go ask the. Parsley?
Parsi,
Parsi.
you're welcome.
If he knows where Graveli's home is, or has a general idea of where.
No, usually, kind of like y'all do, you have your wagon out at the front of town. He's more apt to set up just a tent somewhere close to the city, but stay in the forest, kind of watches it. He's always out hunting day and night anyways, so.
Alright.
I have an idea. I get up and I leave.
Alright.
I follow her.
I want to go to. We're only ever a couple 100 feet away from each other.
I mean, it's true.
Not like we're really splitting that bad. I go to see if what's her name with the carts is out yet this morning. The Delanes.
As you get out there, at this point, having spent a couple of hours at least in the warm bed, eating and waiting, conversating, both these stands out by the main stretch of road are open, and both the Delanes stand at either one.
Good morning.
Oh, hello. Can I help you with anything?
Do you have parchment in stock?
Yes, I believe I have a little bit.
I know you have some.
Actually, I could use some more, so.
I'm afraid at the moment I only have 7 sheets.
Okay. How much are those sheets?
Gonna run us about 10 gold.
I believe they are copper apiece.
Okay. I'll take all of them.
Can I have a couple of those?
Actually, let her buy one. I'm just gonna take 6.
Okay. Okay, I have.
Can I have a couple of those? No, you can have one.
I will.
And you have to pay for it.
I will buy one.
Alright, handing you a stack of 6 and the last loose one over to you.
You can have any of them I don't use.
Okay.
Actually,
I'm down to 3 pieces of paper now.
maybe.
You don't need paint supplies or anything, do you?
No, I already painted. I just used ink to put the kit. I mean, I don't have any money though. So.
Well,
Give me some paint supplies. That's a good idea.
I'm afraid I was asking because just yesterday I sold a number of parchments and things of that nature, and the woman wanted some paints along with it, so I thought you might be looking for the same.
Okay.
That woman
Stand
who
there.
came. Shaman, do you know who she is?
Oh, I do not know her. She was new, just came in looking for, I believe she stopped looking for sheets of wood first, I'm unsure if she ever got any, but she bought some parchment and paints from me. Strange woman. Perfectly kind, it seemed, but strange looking. I don't want to be rude, but I've not seen anyone that looked quite like her.
Standing away from everything, just balancing my hammer.
How did she look different?
Rowan, do you think you can do this?
Yes. Balance?
Well, again, I don't wish to be rude. She looked perfectly pleasant, just, she seemed human or elf, but almost something seemed a little different. Her face was a little misshapen. It was hard to see under her hair, but I could have sworn in the glimpse I got that her ears were slightly higher up her head than they should be, but again, her hair was all over her head. It was hard to really get a good look.
Is there something to roll to recognize necessarily? Like, what? If that's a specific kind of race or.
Roll a nature or medicine check.
Gonna go with medicine. So 14.
You think about the description she gives. There's not really a whole lot to go off of to discern it from anything in particular. Possibly a strange-looking human or elf.
Right. Well, thank you.
Before I leave, do you have any like small needle-like things?
Like a needle.
Yeah. Yeah, a needle would be perfect.
He's trying to have him describe the tack.
You guys are like here with us, right?
Yeah, we're just kind of not
Yes,
paying
I
attention.
do. Do you
Small
need a set of them? I've only got a few.
How many do you have?
3.
I'll take those 3.
Alright, it'll be 5 copper for 3 of them.
Okay, I give them a silver.
And get your 5 copper back, or just pay a silver for it.
I mean, I would expect my.
Hands the copper back to you. Is there anything else I can help either of you with?
I'm good. Thank you.
Yes.
Rowan, can I have your ink?
No, what?
Just can I use your ink?
What do you want to use it for?
I hand you my ink.
Thank you. I run towards the castle.
Okay.
Does
What are the
anyone
rest
know
of you
what
doing then?
she's doing?
What? I am quite concerned, actually. I follow her. That's my ink.
I follow slowly,
Alright.
trying to balance his hammer as far as I can go.
What about you, Rowan?
I run after her after I give him a look like,
As he just sways back and forth trying to keep it balanced, but going in the general direction that the rest of you now rush off towards the castle. That's where we're going to end tonight.
Write down what you're trying to do.
Yeah, what?
Okay. I mean, it would only take a couple seconds if we want to just do it real quick.
What
What
do
are
you
you
want to do?
trying to do?
When I get there, I put the pieces of parchment down and like together in a big line, and I write in as big a letters as I can to fit on the paper, "Gravelly, come find us nobodies," and then I start to try to pin them up as like a full sign onto the sign of the castle.
We
Okay.
could just walk out there and.
We don't know where he's at. Parsley said that he's like us, that he just kind of comes and goes, and you never know. So if we put a sign out,
But we know
then
he
he'll
stays
come
on the
find
other
us.
side of town.
Well, let's roll the castle over that way. Next time.
I'm quite upset that all the parchment and ink just went to like,
It'll be okay.
I'm like, give me my ink back.
There's
Is there anything
another-
left in here?
Another fine example of Questa and her resource management.
and this is why I
Do I
didn't
have any
just
ink
give
left?
her anything that I had.
Probably.
I mean, it's a pretty big sign that you would have to write out if you wanted it like across the side of the wagon.
Yeah.
Rebelly, come find us nobodies.
Well, I mean, how big is one sheet of parchment?
I'm sorry, but if he's seen the wagon, we found him.
It's just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was assuming.
So like you got 6 of them. That's still only like that long. If you're not trying to make like super big letters, you can maybe get 2 lines across there.
Gravelly, come find us.
But at the same time, like, I imagine you want it big enough to catch the attention of people who are not watching out for this sign.
No,
So
it's
you'd
very
have-
lightly
So
scrawled.
you'd have to use like a lot of ink to
Yeah.
make it big, bold letters that catch
I
attention.
don't know that I've got any ink left because I've been using this. And my ink is all gone.
Well, I'm sure that more will come on.
I write every day! Ah!
You have enough for maybe one more piece of paper.
I'm a little PO'd.
I need to see PHP real quick.
Oh.
And then with that, that's where we'll end.
That's fine.
Now that I've gained the ire of my...
Thank you everyone for joining. Another great night with almost near death. Some easier maybe battle than last week as there's no crushing to death.
Yay!
As well as new gifts courtesy of the Continental Watch and a new jersey for Questa. And then next week we will pick back up. You guys looking for Gravelly?
Yes.
Thank
Our
you
new
again.
sign.
Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you again next Friday for more misadventures of the notable nobodies. Thank you.
Bye.